citizenship, and responsibility are the trademarks of high school activities. Support school activities with your own display of good sportsmanship and help encourage America's youth to accept the responsibility which freedom demands. Support your local high school. See the future of America on display. Attend high school competitions in your community. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Massachusetts, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Tradition, legacy, history. These words all describe a player, coach, or contributor's impact on a game, program, or generation. Each week this season, student athletes of this generation will square off with the goal of best representing their community today or for years to come.
Neil O'Connor finds Jake Elaine.
For Alan Glennie, quarterbacks his ball club.
Delakiai's in the end zone.
And calling signals, Dave Palazzi.
John Ulecki.
Warren Muir.
LeQueer.
Jack Rodequins.
Bobby Mativier.
Jason Toomley.
Devin Gates.
Quentin Tiggs.
Cortez Ludden.
Lee Geronimo.
Stephanides.
Sean Dupuis.
McDonald.
Graham.
Quentin Perkins. Geraldo Rivera. Gray makes the catch in the end zone for the touchdown.
Who will have their name weaved among the tapestry of legends? Who can add their name among the football greatest in Central Massachusetts? You'll find out right here on RFM, continuing a legacy and tradition of audio excellence established by generations of great play-by-play teams gone before.
Yours truly, Tom Connery, Dave Spence, and Warren Muir.
This is Joe White. With me this morning is Dickey and Ron Lamont.
Ed Coleman along with Joe DeCarolis and Mark Landon.
This is Dave Clark along with Mike Flynn.
I'm Dave Spence along with my partner Luke Connery.
Todd Robbins alongside Ben Parker.
Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you. Great to have you along with us.
Stories told through the words spun by legends. The stories continue to be described by the award-winning team of today. It's time for high school football with the award-winning team of Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Robbins.
From Aleixo Tiger Stadium in Taunton, we welcome you to Week 10 high school football action right here on RFM Audio and with our partners at Leominster TV, 95.1 FM, WLPZ, and WLPZ.org, and Tucka 56 Radio and Tucka56Radio.com. A very good evening, everyone. Welcome to Week 10 high school football here in Massachusetts tonight. Non-playoff action for you tonight as Leominster finds itself on the road with its 7-2 overall record after getting bounced last week in a tough last-second win for Reading, a 51-44 win for Reading in the round of 16. Leominster moves to the non-playoff round. Meanwhile, Taunton finds themselves in the same situation. They find themselves coming off a loss here at home to the 11-seed Everett. Taunton, the 6-seed, a 33-14 loss. Taunton comes in with a 5-4 overall record. Great to have you with us. Todd Robbins alongside Bill Thomas. Kate Robbins back at RFM HQ. Going to be going back and forth with Kate throughout the night for your statistics as well. For those of you that have been joining us live tonight, it is Thursday night, November the 10th. Great to have you along with us, dodging the storm that is predicted to hit in the New England area beginning tomorrow and on through Saturday. So this game getting moved to Thursday night, and we're looking forward to having the action for you coming up here. If you're joining us in delay, either on 95.1 FM, WLPZ, and WLPZ.org, Tucka 56 Radio, and Tucka56Radio.com, or via the complete delayed broadcast on RFM as well as Leominster TV. We say good evening wherever you are, and great to have you joining us here for Week 10 high school football. Crowd tonight sparse but late arriving here at Aleixo Tiger Stadium in Taunton, and this is one of those things. We've been talking about it throughout our countdown to kickoff as we welcome some new audiences in with us here now. This is that thing. It's the difficult part of this non-playoff round, and that is both teams Their next most exciting matchup is their Thanksgiving rival. For Taunton, it is Milford. For Leominster, of course, it's the Classic with Fitchburg. All of that ahead, and this Week 10 game is one of those. You're guaranteed 10 games a year. You are eliminated from the playoffs in Week 9, so you play a game in the 10th week of action, and Leominster and Taunton draw each other. And the sad part about the sparse crowd and what have you is this is going to be a fantastic football game. These are two teams featuring a lot of athletes that are going to want to go vertical up and down the field and are going to take Bill Thomas great defenses in order to slow each other down.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of offense tonight, and it's going to take some great defense to keep one of these teams under 30. I think one of the teams is going to score at least 30. I'm hoping it's Leominster. They've been pretty successful offensively for a better part of the season. I'm sure the two freshmen, along with the seniors, they want to use this as a strong tune-up for Thanksgiving, because for the seniors on this team, it'll be their last game. For some of them, the last time they'll ever play organized football again. And you don't want to just waltz into that with a chip on your shoulder off of that big win from the opening game of the year. Fitchburg's going to have a chip on their shoulder. You got to use this as a tune-up so you come in on a high note, coming off a win, and be ready to play that Thanksgiving rivalry and go out on a high note then.
Bill Thomas will be pulling triple-double duty tonight, offering his usual analysis as well as bringing you the Bill Thomas view, the pictures in front as well in delay. So, Billy, thank you so much for taking that on tonight.
Talking math and
video all at the same time.
It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be a great night. Getting closer and closer to kickoff. It's time for our trip inside the headset. Had this opportunity to talk to Leominster High School head coach Devin Gates just moments ago. Down on the field with Leominster High School head coach Devin Gates as we go inside the headset for Week 10 action. Leominster and Taunton coming up at the bottom of the 6 o'clock hour. And Coach, you've had the commute, you've made it here. The team looks fantastic, and they're ready for an exciting football game tonight. We were talking about this kind of in our lead-in at the beginning of the countdown to kickoff. Both of your teams kind of have a similar feeling after last week, and that's you went in with a full head of steam into the postseason, and you ended up on the hard end of a loss to a quality football team, and now here you both are looking to basically exact your feelings with one another.
Yeah, no, Taunton's a great team. They had the unfortunate privilege of playing Everett, in that first round of the playoff year, and Everett's, I think, was under the radar this year in terms of their ability. We all know about our game last week. A tough, hard-fought game. Kids are real proud of the way that they played. We're proud of the way the kids played. And then we're just happy to be out here playing another game against a quality football program. A D1 football program that was the 6th seed in the playoffs. Huge challenge for us, but we're trying to take the next steps as a program of playing these tougher teams.
And this is certainly going to be potentially a preview of where things go in the years ahead, where you're going to try to, of course, increase the schedule you're playing. You may get redistricted, if you will, into a different division. There's a lot of changes that are forthcoming as well, and this is a preview of that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this is the landscape that we're pushing towards, so we just got to be ready to face all comers here, and this is a good test for us.
No question about it. You were mentioning, of course, before we came on the air, the athletes that you're going to be playing across from you tonight. They've got athletes to be able to go down the field. They've got them on the ground. They can run the football quickly. They can take the ball through the air when they need to. This is a good, diverse offense that looks a lot like your guys when you look in the mirron.
Yeah, Coach Sidwell actually just talking before the game about how similar we both are. We just kind of have that going on right now. We've both got a lot of athletes. You can throw, can run, do all that stuff. So a challenge, but I think it's going to be a fun matchup.
As we go to the bottom of the hour, Coach, coming up, it's Leominster and Taunton. What's your key to victory tonight?
Just trying to slow down their offense and make plays where we can. Just, limit turnovers, and I think it'll be a fun football game, and we got a chance to win the thing.
All right, Coach, best of luck.
All right, thank you, Todd.
That's Leominster High School head coach Devin Gates as we go inside the headset. And Bill Thomas, you can hear it. He is excited for this football game. The team is excited. They want another opportunity under this full moon tonight in this fall night to have a phenomenal football game and another chance to play together against an exciting opponent.
Oh, absolutely. You can hear it in his voice. I mean, week in and week out, he's been excited for this team. That loss last week, although it put a little damper on the season, it was no way, a season ruiner by any means. I think he's just excited to play a quality opponent, like he said, and he's looking forward. This could be a harbinger of the future. This is the kind of opponents that you're looking for. You want to show them that you deserve to be here, and I think this is a great start tonight and to make a statement. as a D1 school.
And Bill Thomas, the captains have headed toward midfield, which means it's time for Bill Thomas and the coin toss.
I got another job.
duty. But while you're doing that, I'm going to get you the starting lineups tonight. Let's begin with the Leominster offense in their own voices.
Cyrus Lopez, number 9, freshman, quarterback.
Makai Newton, number 2, senior, running back, captain.
Rick Encarnacion, 0, senior, receiver.
Brian Aguilar, number 1, senior, wide receiver.
Caden Drinkwater, number 8, freshman, wide receiver.
Joshua Cormier, 44, senior, H-back.
Logan Arcee, number 54, senior, left tackle.
Delmar Wright, number 52, senior, offensive line.
John Escabi, 56, senior, center, captain.
Corin Sullivan, number 73, senior, offensive guard.
Tony Kendall, number 69, junior, offensive tackle.
And the matchup across from them, the Taunton 4-3 defense. The defensive ends, Braden Mullen and Jadrian Varnado. Dom Kessel, Avery Justa are the defensive tackles in the middle. The linebackers, Ethan Harris, Tanner Brennan, and Ryan McDougall. The defensive backs, Anthony Pettyjohn, Jose Toron, Demetrius Sherion, and McKinnon Gonzalez will get the start tonight in the Taunton defensive backfield. Let's take a look at the other side of the coin, beginning with the Leominster 4-3 defense in their own voices.
John Escabi, 56, senior, D-end, captain.
Giovanni Roman, 55, senior, defensive line.
Logan Arcee, number 54, senior, D-tackle.
Delmar Wright, number 52, senior, defensive line.
Makai Newton, number 2, senior, linebacker, captain.
Xavier Cora, number 5, sophomore, linebacker.
Joshua Cormier, 44, senior, linebacker.
Brian Aguilar, number 1, senior, cornerback.
Steven Diaz, 11, senior, cornerback. Jared Viola, number 3, senior, safety.
Rick Encarnacion, 0, senior, safety.
On this Veterans Day Eve, no better time than to hear our national anthem and celebrate those that protect and defend our freedom in this country every day. We're going to join the public address announcer here inside Aleixo Tiger Stadium for an acknowledgement of the military personnel on site as well as our national anthem.
A nice round of applause. We thank you for your service to our great country. And now, if we could, let's join all the rest as we all stand together, united, turning, facing the flag, hats off, for tonight's national anthem. And best of luck to both teams this evening.
And with that, we are ready for football here at Aleixo Tiger Stadium in Taunton tonight. Leominster and Taunton do battle in this Week 10 action, and it is going to be a dandy. Bill Thomas, we are ready for the play-by-play.
And we are, and let's go back to the coin flip.
Sorry, Bill Thomas, I did.
Those of us that were watching, we got a few seconds here, Todd.
Yes, we do.
Taunton won the coin flip. They deferred to the second half. Leominster is going to receive the opening kickoff, and Leominster will be defending the goal, the end zone to our left. And now you are listening to Leominster High School Football from RFM Audio on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. It's time for our signature play-by-play. Now with the call of the game, the voice of the Blue Devils, Todd Robbins.
All right, Bill Thomas, thank you so much, and we are ready for action here at Aleixo Tiger Stadium tonight. Ball will be placed down on the tee, 40-yard line at our right as we get ready for the opening kickoff of this Week 10 non-playoff action.
Ball's queued up at the 40. Tigers to kick off this evening. Blue Devils back at the 20-yard line.
It's Sete Del Toil with the ball on the tee, 40 at our right. Del Toil on the approach. Kick is away. It is a sidewinder that will skid through the end zone and out the back of the end zone, and it will not be returned. Touchback ball comes out for the Blue Devils, and they'll have the ball first down and 10, their own 20-yard line to our left. Bill Thomas, here comes this Blue Devil offense, and when Leominster has been successful this year, the biggest key has been scoring early in the football game, typically scoring first.
It has, and it's been being aggressive, and wouldn't be at all surprised to see him attack downfield. The freshman duo, they were shut down last week somewhat. Drinkwater didn't have the game he was hoping for.
Osiris Lopez in the shotgun set, back to pass, looks over the middle, and finds Ricky Encarnacion coming from his left. Catch across the 30, 35, and then wrapped up across the 40 and rolled down at the 44-yard line. It is a first down for Leominster, and it's a quick hitter to open the football game.
And not surprisingly, right there, getting into Mr. Excitement's hands. Looks like he picked up about 19 on that opening play there, Todd. Nice first pass strike.
First and 10 Leominster, their own 44 going left to right, and the handoff is for Newton, and Newton takes it straight up the A-gap, across the 45 and down at the 46-yard line, gains 3. It'll be second down and 7. Leominster wearing the road white tops, white bottoms, trimmed in royal blue numerals front and back, Blue Devils across the chest, and the pitchfork at the nameplate. The classic Leominster white helmet with the white face mask and the single royal blue stripe up the middle. Lopez in the shotgun set, 3 receivers out in the formation, 2 to the right, 1-on-1 is Drinkwater to the left. The snap, Lopez back to pass on 5 steps, stands tall in the pocket, over the middle and through triple coverage, finds Encarnacion on the crossing right across the 40, 35, and wrestled down at the 32-yard line of the Tigers, and it's quickly another Leominster quick strike, first down.
Great job by Lopez there, watching for Ricky to break free, turned outside the hash, and I tell you, Lopez just threaded the needle right on the money, hit Ricky in stride.
First and 10 Leominster at the Tiger 32-yard line at left hash, going left to right. Shotgun set, 3 receivers in the formation, 2 to the right. Double move here for Lopez. He's flushed out of the pocket. He'll roll to the right, throw toward the boundary. Aguilar tries to stretch out, and he's not able to do it. Pass high and outside, incomplete, and it'll bring up second down.
Good job by Lopez there, keeping the play alive. Roaming around, looking for somebody. Receivers keep moving, trying to get open, but just couldn't find his man right there.
Second and 10 for Leominster at the Tiger 32-yard line on this turf, Bill Thomas, in this newly renovated Aleixo Tiger Stadium. It is gorgeous. The branding is on point with the beautiful emblazoned tiger head on brand and the tiger paws stamped by the yard markers as well. On second down and 10, the shotgun snap. Newton gets the handoff. He stood up at the point of attack. No gain on the play as he moves to his right. Third down and 10.
Yeah, nothing happened there, but to go back to your comment, Todd, beautiful stadium. I love the contrasting colors and the little added touch the AD mentioned, the tiger paws instead of the arrows next to the numbers, depending on which direction leads towards the end zone. You know, we were joking maybe the Blue Devils should have little pitchforks beside their numbers, but we'll see what the future holds.
Something for the future at Doyle Field.
But the lighting is fantastic, and the facilities are spot on.
State-of-the-art Musco lighting installed here as well. They will flash him on touchdown strikes. On third and a short 10, back to pass, Lopez goes left again looking for Encarnacion. He juggled it, but it scraped the turf, incomplete, and it'll bring up a fourth down and a choice for Leominster.
Yeah, I don't think there's really not much of a choice here, Todd. You're not going to punt here at the 32.
They actually have respotted the ball between the 31 and the 32. Now they've scooched the ball forward to the 31-yard line. So it'll be 4th down and 9 from the Tiger 31 at left hash. Trips to the wide side right of the shotgun set. Lopez the snap on 4th down. Rolls toward the trips, trying to keep the play alive, let it develop downfield. He will float jump ball through the middle. Leaping and making the catch is once again Mr. Excitement. Ricky Encarnacion makes the catch. Stopped at the 10-yard line, but it's a Leominster first down. The drive continues, and it looks like it'll be 1st down and goal to go.
Great job right there. 2 receivers in the same zone, and Ricky out-leapt Aguilar.
Leominster runs to the line, takes a 1st down snap at the ball just outside the 10. It's the wide receiver screen for Encarnacion. He gets left corner, dives for the pylon, and they say he stepped out of bounds at the 4-yard line. So it will be a gain of 8. 2nd down and 2 to go. Leominster can obtain a 1st down just shy of the goal line.
Ricky reaching for the end zone there. Stepped out a couple of strides before he got to the corner, but nice effort right there. Leominster getting up there, trying to catch Taunton, not quite ready on defense.
9:19 to play here in the first quarter. 2nd down and short from the Tiger 4. The handoff for Encarnacion. Check it for Newton, and Newton will battle his way through the A-gap and will make his way to the 1/2 yard line for a Leominster 1st down. It'll be a 1st down and goal to go.
Good job right there, pushing the pile. Tell you, Newton, no give up there. Pushing the pile, mostly on his own. We don't see that snow pile move with help. He does it all on his own.
2-back shotgun set. Give it to Newton, and Newton finds space and into the end zone for the Leominster opening touchdown.
Nice job right there, straight ahead, nothing fancy.
8:40 to play in the first quarter, and Leominster incrementally matriculates the ball down the field and puts 6 on the board on the back of a 4th down conversion from the Tiger 31-yard line, setting up an eventual touchdown strike, and it was all Encarnacion on that drive with a peppering of Mackay Newton out of the backfield. Point after due here. Dan Thompson kicking to the tree-lined closed end of Tiger Stadium. Aguilar will hold, kicking from left to right. Aguilar asks for the ball on 3 counts. Ball down on the tee. Through the line and batting it down are the Tigers. Great special teams play, and point afters continue to be a struggle for Leominster as backup field come the teams. 8:40 to play in the first quarter. Leominster 6 and Taunton nothing.
Nice opening drive right there, and Leominster not being shy, coming out throwing the ball, giving it to their man and working their way down for that first score. You know, it's always good to get that opening score because now your opponent's playing from behind, but could be a big missed extra point right there, big block on the behalf of the Taunton special teams.
Kate Robbins is standing by at RFM HQ. She's got the stats on the Leominster scoring drive.
I certainly do, gentlemen. Opening drive, 10 plays, covering 80 total yards, 3 minutes, 20 seconds on the time of possession. That drive ends with a 1-yard touchdown rush by Mackay Newton. As you said, extra point, no good. Leominster up 6-0 right now.
Indeed, they are. Kate, thank you so much. Ball back on the tee, 40-yard line at our left. Thompson will be kicking from left to right. Malachi Johnson, the explosive returner and running back for Taunton, stands back at his own 6-yard line to receive. Thompson checks his line and now begins the approach. He'll swing the right leg, send it end over end, angled from left to right, and he will instead find Batista around the 15-yard line. Brings it up just outside the left hash, cross the 20, 25, cross the 30, and down at the 32-yard line. Nice return there. Check it, excuse me. That was Demetrius Sherion on the return.
Good job right there. Giving the Tigers a decent field position, 32-yard line. See what they can do with their first touch on offense.
And here come the Tigers out on offense, out of their sideline huddle. They are led by their quarterback, Jacob Leonard. Leonard has got a shotgun set here. Batista's in the backfield with him. Johnson is the motion man going left to right. Fake the handoff. Leonard hits his back foot, looks outside numbers right, hits Sherion in stride, and down the numbers he goes and into the end zone untouched for a one-play Tiger touchdown strike.
68 yards, and that didn't take long, Todd. Not much math involved in that one.
Pulled that one, Bill Thomas, from the Everett playbook. That was the play that Everett hit a touchdown on last week against the Tigers on the opening offensive play of the football game.
Nothing fancy about that play either, Todd. Just to go pat and right down between the hash and the sideline and just beat the defender out there, and quarterback put it up there. Receiver caught it in stride.
Easy drive to figure out one play, 68 yards. Point after for Del Toyle is up and into the net, and back upfield come the teams. 8:22 to play in the first quarter, just 38 seconds later, and Taunton has claimed the lead. It is 7-6, and Bill Thomas, what I believe, is a preview of things to come.
Makings of an offensive shootout, it looks like, Todd, and that's what I was hoping for, and I think we're going to get our wish tonight. Kate better sharpen up that pencil and have the eraser ready. Maybe she might have to make some extra spots there later on in the game to keep those stats up to date.
We've seen our fair share of these non-playoff games since the statewide system has come into play, and this is kind of how it is. It's offensive driven. The team that, sort of is able to keep producing offense does well. Defenses by the 10th week of the season in a football game that is meaningful to the players but otherwise relatively meaningless. Defense tends to be at a premium.
And I think the offense wants to be entertaining, to be honest with you. At this point in the game, let's have as much fun. And you know how much fun you can have when you have offensive success.
Ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our right. Del Toyle will mark off his distance, and now he'll begin the approach. Swing the right leg. It's a line drive, wobbling on the horizontal axis. It is juggled by Encarnacion. He has to go back to his own 3-yard line to pick it up from a dead stop. Crosses the 10 and gets taken off of his feet, shy of the 15 at the 13-yard line.
Big hit right there, 24. There is no more when he caught up with him. Elijah Prophet puts him down.
What a play. He took him clean out of the air, Bill Thomas. That's WWE quality there.
He plucked him. He definitely did. And but, Ricky hopped right up, and the first thing probably give me the ball.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, Bill Thomas, everybody knows we're in a football game at this point on both sidelines. 8:14 to play in the first quarter of a 7-6 lead for Taunton. First and 10, Leominster from their own 14-yard line, and the handoff on the stretch play for Newton as he will wrap the ball across the 15, moving horizontally, turn the end at the 15, and advance to the 17-yard line.
Give him a gain of about 4 there, Todd. But, that's what Newton's been doing. Softening up the defense, 4, 5, 6 yards on first down. Sets up great play opportunities at second and third down.
7:45 and counting to play here in the first. Leominster chasing the Taunton 7-6 advantage on 2nd and 6 from their own 19. Lopez back to pass, throw out to his left, and it is swatted down, incomplete. Great play by the linebacker Ethan Harris to take it clean out of the air.
Yep, nice job right there. Hands up defense.
They tell you that when you come through the line, get those hands up when you get into open space. And Harris did his best to Kembe Mutombo. Get that out of here.
I think Encarnacion had some open space over there, Todd, that little quick wide receiver screen.
Ball spots at the 19-yard line.
3rd down and 6 to go. Their own 19. Leominster at right hash. Back to pass out of the shotgun set. Flip the screen does Lopez. Complete for Newton. Newton makes it to the 20-yard line, but he is snared and taken down on the play. Great pursuit on that one. Belongs to, I believe, Bill Thomas. That looked like Isaiah Williams, the senior safety.
I think it was. And nice job right there. Taunton coming with a blitz off of that left side there, but they were able to cover up for it and make a nice one-on-one tackle out there on Newton.
Leominster facing a 4th down and 4 to go from just across their own 20 at the 21-yard line. And they stand in punt formation. Jared Viola back across his own 10, standing at his own 7-yard line to receive the long snap. It is high, back over his head, driven back to his own 3-yard line. Wow. Shanks a punt down the numbers, and rugby style, it will roll down across the Leominster 40 and check up at the Leominster 43-yard line. And under duress, that's a phenomenal punt situation for Viola.
Somehow he got 25 net yards out of that, and that very easily could have been a touchdown the other way. Just working miracles right there, and somehow found a way between the defenders to get some positive yardage out of that rugby-style kick that almost never even got off the ground beyond the line of scrimmage.
6:46 to play in the first quarter, and the worm burner punt did not exactly change field position, but it did it enough in order to at least make this a challenge for the Tigers, starting 1st and 10 at the Leominster 43-yard line at right hash, going right to left. Shotgun set, trip staggered out to the left. It's a high snap, tapped down by Leonard to himself, and then he has to race it out to the edge. That play might have been blown up at the snap, but he'll angle it across the 40 and out of bounds at the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play out of what Bill Thomas appeared to be a riff.
Yeah, I mean, once you get that high snap, it throws the timing off on everything, whether you planned on handing it off or looking for a receiver over the middle, but did a good job of getting something out of nothing. Give him 7 there when the play's all said and done.
2nd down and a short 3 as the ball is across the 37, but shy of the 36-yard line. So from the 36 in 1/2, Tigers need the Leominster 33 for a first down, going right to left. Leonard shotgun set. Johnson stands next to him. 3 receivers, 2 wide to the left. Comes screen to the left, complete for Machadi. Machadi avoids the initial hit across the 30 to the 25, and Encarnacion catches him from behind across the 25 at the 24-yard line. It is enough for a Tiger first down on a gain of 13.
Nice job right there. Looked like he's going to break for open territory there. Somehow Ricky wrapped him up, but not before a first down for the Tigers.
6:20 and counting to play here in the first quarter. A 7-6 Tiger advantage on the point after touchdown on their last drive, which took all of 1 play to find themselves 68 yards and 6 points. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the Leominster 24-yard line and out of a gun. Snap, give it to Malachi Johnson. He's got his own explosive nature. Right up a wide open A-gap, 20-15-10. Flag comes out at the end of the play as he's tackled across the 5 at the Leominster 3-yard line. It's a Tiger first down and goal to go. We'll check the flag. It's a 21-yard gain for Johnson.
Busted that right up the middle, but he comes out of that pack limping, coming off to the sideline here.
Personal foul, a horse collar tackle signaled against Leominster, and it will be a half the distance mark when they enforce. So it'll be first down and goal to go from the 1 1/2 yard line for the Tigers, going right to left. 5:54 to play here in the first quarter, and the Tigers looking to add to their 1-point advantage. The snap for Leonard, the give for Batista. Met initially, Batista still on his feet, spins his back to the goal line, and he is stopped up shy of the goal line at the 1/2 yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal to go.
Good job by Josh Cormier there, wrapping him up around the legs till he got some help. Heard the whistles and let him go, and that's how he ended up working his way in the end zone. But good job right there by Cormier, coming in low, stopping him short.
5.5 minutes and counting to play here in quarter number 1. A 7-6 football game in favor of Taunton. They've got 2nd down and goal to go from the Leominster 1/2 yard line. Leonard under center. The snap sneaks straight up the middle. He follows his center, Ryan McDougall, to the goal line. And the signal is he is down with possession, but he is shy of the goal line. And the Leominster defense over the middle. Delmar Wright, Logan Arce, Gio Roman, and John Escabi, Bill Thomas. They've done it week in and week out. They make another goal line stand.
Yeah, nice job right there. Somebody coming in from the middle, too. I think that might have been Keegan Marasinga from his safety position, but strong defense in the middle right there, stopping him short of that goal line.
Officially ruled no gain. 3rd down and goal to go from the Leominster 1/2 yard line. Same play, the sneak, bounced off of the pile initially, falls to the side, does Leonard, and he's across the goal line and in for 6 more points for Taunton.
Finally fell over, but looked like good job. Delmar Wright came around the backside, just couldn't hold him out, and the momentum carried him into the end zone.
4:34 to play in the first quarter, and the Tigers have advanced their lead to 13-6, pending the point after. Dylan Keenan holds for Del Toyo, ball down, and Del Toyo parks this one for the point after. Back up field come the teams. 4:34 to play in the first. It's Taunton 14 and Leominster 6.
Well, we saw Taunton can score on a big play, and we also saw they know how to work the ball down the field. Nice job right there, mixing up the passing and the running combination, but using muscle to push it over the end zone at the end.
Check of our game time temperature and weather conditions. 59 degrees, heading for a low of 48 on a clear, cool fall night in November the 10th, 2022. A little Thursday night football action for you here in the high school ranks. 6:51 on a Friday night, November the 10th. Veterans Day Eve. We thank each and every one of those veterans out there who have been willing to put it all on the line for our freedom and our country so that we can all enjoy high school football in 2022 and beyond.
I echo that, Todd. Thank you for your service.
Ball back on the tee, 40-yard line at our right, and the ball blows down off the tee. We'll get to Kate Robbins after this kickoff. She'll have the stats on the Tigers scoring drive. Del Toyo sachets his way back across his own 35, now on the approach. Line drive, straight up the middle. It's angling toward the sideline, and Encarnacion will let it roll out of play. Flag is up at the 10-yard line for an illegal procedure against the Tigers. We'll sort that out here at Tiger Stadium. Kate Robbins back at RFM HQ in Leominster. Kate, you've got the stats on the Tigers' second scoring drive.
I certainly do. 6 plays covering 43 yards. It took 2 minutes off of the game clock. It's capped by the 1-yard touchdown rush by the quarterback, Jacob Leonard. Extra point is good. 14-6 right now, advantage Taunton.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. First down and 10, Leominster. After the enforcement at their own 35-yard line, middle of the field, they go left to right for the next 4:34 of this first quarter, and they are chasing 8. Encarnacion checks in motion from the slot right. He gets the handoff on the end around, slips inside a block from Delmar right on the left edge, crosses the 35 to the 36-yard line. A lot of effort to gain 1 there, Bill Thomas.
Yeah, not much over there. Slow developing play, Todd, and defense did a good job of jamming them up.
Second down and 9 from their own 36-yard line at left hash. Osiris Lopez checks in with Leominster High School head coach Devin Gates as they send in the play. Drinkwater will be the receiver farthest to the left. Encarnacion slot to the left in a 2-receiver set there. And then wide to the right side, it's Viola. Back to pass, Lopez looks left the whole time and finds Encarnacion complete at the line of scrimmage on the screen. No gain on the play. Maybe a short gain on the play. They advance it a yard, maybe 2. Call it 3rd down and 8. Ball spotted at the Leominster 37-yard line at left hash.
1 yard per play is not going to get it done, Todd. I got to get a little more creative here and get the ball downfield. Look for something big here. Lopez to Drinkwater very shortly.
3.5 minutes and counting here in quarter number 1. 14-6 advantage for Taunton, and walking to the line, here comes the Leominster shotgun set. Trips to the wide side right of the formation. Drinkwater's one-on-one on the numbers to the left. Lopez back to pass, hits Drinkwater complete across the 40 at the 44-yard line. He will gain 5, maybe 6 more, and Leominster will have a 4th down and short to go. And Bill Thomas, last week in that game against Reading, Drinkwater was kind of, in the witness protection program until the second half. He had that big comeback catch that turned into a touchdown a little while later, had another catch as well. It was a quiet week for Drinkwater compared to the rest of the body of work.
Yeah, it was, and that's why I was expecting him to get involved early here. Big 4th down play, Todd. Great spot. Fans didn't like it. Pick up a 7, needed 8. Have to see what they do here.
They need a half a yard to their own 45-yard line. They're at the 44 1/2. Coach Devin Gates trading plays with Osiris Lopez, checks out the defense sent out by Coach Brad Sidwell, and spends a timeout. 2:31 to play in the first, trailing 14-6, and Coach Devin Gates says, let's talk this one over.
Big play right here. You want to keep this drive going. Taunton scored back-to-back on back-to-back possessions here. You don't want to let them go 3 in a row, and now you're chasing 2 scores, and that's the side the Leominster's beyond. On the opposite side of that, getting other teams stationed 2 and 3 scores, you don't want to put yourself in that position early on.
So happy to have you along with us on RFM Audio, wherever you are across the region or around the globe, streaming via YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch, and with our television partners at Leominster.tv on the channels of Comcast or Verizon Cable, and our radio partners in delay, 95.1 FM, WLPZ, and Tucka56radio.com. We're so pleased to work together to support the student athletes and institutions as the legendary soundtrack of football in Central Mass continues right here on RFM Audio. If you're joining us on Radio Night on Leominster TV, we appreciate your tuning in with us. Complete broadcast, video, and all will be brought to you in delay, 2 o'clock tomorrow on these same RFM platforms, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. Leominster TV will have it throughout the weekend and on into next week when this game got shuffled around due to other responsibilities. Leominster TV and Bradley Bedard not able to be down here tonight. They are on alternative assignments, but we're glad we were able to work together to bring this for the community as well. Leominster on first down from their own 46, and the flags come flying at the snap of the ball for the illegal procedure. Ricky
Encarnacion, that previous play, Todd, gained that first down with the carry of about 3 on 4th and 1. But Leominster hurrying to the line right there, not quite set, and ended up costing them 5 yards.
Indeed, they did. They got that first down and came quickly here. And I think they're trying clearly to take advantage of something with Taunton's defense, maybe a little slow in the transitions. It's the second time they came running to the line to run a play almost immediately on the follow-up.
Yeah, hoping to catch them out of position. Not much success, and ended up coming back to bite them right there, Todd.
First and 15 from their own 41, and the handoff this time is for Newton. Takes it out to the left of the formation, wrapped almost immediately coming out of the backfield there by Tanner Brennan, and eventually taken down at the Leominster 44.5 yard line. Gained back almost all of what was penalized. It'll be second down and 12 from their own 44.5. They need the Tiger 44 for a first down.
Big drive right here. Leominster has to come up with some points here.
Lopez, 4 receivers spreading the formation. Back to pass. Got flushed out. Rolls toward the right numbers. Launches right sideline. Drinkwater into the boundary. Got pushed. No signal, and he's ruled incomplete. There is a flag out at the end of the play, but the umpire picks it up and has waved it off. It is an inadvertent flag. And, Bill Thomas, I'm more concerned with the fact that the defender pushed the receiver going into the boundary before the ball arrived.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of that pushing and shoving last week too, Todd, without anything being called. You'd love to see a call just so that you can calm that down, because it's only going to get worse.
I will presume from our position that they ruled the football uncatchable, that the pass was long and too far out of bounds for Drinkwater to be able to make the catch. But otherwise, that defender arrived a shade and a half too early. 3rd and 12 from their own 44, and back to pass. It's Lopez. Hit as he throws, looking for Drinkwater going into the boundary left, and that is incomplete as well, and it'll bring up a 4th down and long.
Yeah, it looks like going to play some field position here, Todd. Try to pin Taunton back in their own end. Hopefully the punt situation will be a little smoother this time. Looks like we got somebody else out there doing the punting duties, Todd.
No, it's Jared Viola standing at his own 30-yard line,
yeah.
indeed. But more interesting of note, Bill Thomas, is the fact that Malachi Johnson is not in position to do the return here. They have changed the return player, Jose
He came limping off at the end of that last drive, Todd.
Tehran stands at his own 25. Viola's punt hits at the 30 and then releases across the 25 and is touched down where it checks up at the 23-yard line of the Tigers. So a little bit of a longer field here for Taunton. 1st and 10, their own 23 coming right to left.
Nice job right there, flipping the field by close to 30 yards. But this is what the Blue Devils defense needs now. They got to stand tall, try to regain this field position, not let Taunton drive their way down and get themselves a 2-score lead.
59 seconds left at the change of possession here in quarter one. Tigers will go right to left here in quarter one for the next 59 seconds of the drive. They're wearing the alternate orange tops, white bottoms with the Tiger font, white numerals front and back trimmed in black. Black accents on all, and this Tiger helmet, a little bit of a different take on their classics. Got the Tiger head, the THS kind of surrounding it, and then a triple stripe up the middle is orange, white, and black down the center. On 1st and 10 from their own 23, Malachi Johnson gets the carry, takes it across the 25 and stretches it to the 29-yard line, gains 6, 2nd down and 4.
Johnson taking over his running back duties, maybe protecting him a little bit, Todd, on special teams, because he did come up a little gimpy, but didn't show any signs worse for wear right there on that play.
Clock running to the final 30 seconds here of quarter number one.
Strong 5 yards, close to 6 on that first down carry.
The walk to the line, Leonard sending his players out, fanning out 4 receivers, a pair on either side of the formation. It's a shotgun sent for Leonard with Johnson in the backfield. Little delay give for Johnson. Johnson comes straight up the A gap from left to right, across the 30 to the 31-yard line, gains 2 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down.
See who gets up from the bottom of the pile. Looks like
and that will be the
Xavier
last play.
Corr in on that tackle. And you're right, Todd, end of the quarter.
Indeed. Quarter 1 closes in what has been an offensive-driven football game thus far. Taunton on top of Leominster by a 14-6 score. Teams change ends, second quarter action in the offing. We send it back to RFM HQ. Kate Robbins standing by with your first quarter stats and scores around the region.
All right. Thank you, Billy and Todd. Let's take a look at the statistics. Team totals first right now. Taunton, 117 total yards of offense, 81 coming via the pass, 63 coming via the rush. For Leominster, 101 total yards of offense, 80 coming via the pass, 21 coming via the rush in 19 plays on offense. The problem, however, of the 2 touchdowns scored by Taunton in the first quarter. The first one, a 68-yard touchdown reception by Demetrius Sherian. Extra point there was good. Then with 4:34 remaining in the quarter, a 1-yard touchdown rush, quarterback keeper by Jacob Leonard. That puts Taunton up 14-6. If we take a look at Leominster's score, single touchdown by the Blue Devils came courtesy of a 1-yard touchdown rush by Makai Newton. Right now, Leominster's offense starting to stall in the last 2 offensive possessions. Let's see if they can get something going in the second.
Great point, Kate. Back at RFM HQ in Leominster, and out to Taunton once again from Aleixo Tiger Stadium on the campus of Taunton High School. We start second quarter action, and the Tigers will go left to right on 3rd down and 3 to go. A hard count from Leonard, and Leominster's entire defensive front crosses the neutral zone. It's an offside 5-yard penalty. They mark across the 35 to the 36 and becomes a 1st down for Taunton.
Costly mistake right there on defense, Todd, but you're right, that hard count got him. It was 3rd and 3, and 5-yard penalty is going to move the chains.
Score it inauspicious in the long run. 1st and 10 for the Tigers now after the enforcement at their own 36, middle of the field going left to right. Shotgun set for Leonard. Give it to Johnson. Bounces off of a tackle into open space, angled across the 40 and spun down just shy of the 45-yard line. A gain of 8 on the play for Johnson. And Bill Thomas, he is like a finely tuned sports car. He is 0 to 60 at the handoff of the football, and then he slams that thing into second gear and just explodes downfield.
Yeah, explosive is the way to describe him. He's running at full speed when he gets the ball, and he cuts it near full speed too, Todd. Very elusive and, showing his skills tonight early on.
No tapping, no stretching. He goes right for it. And the next thing you know, he's ripped off 8 yards, and it seemed like nothing happened.
And he doesn't slow down into that half gallop like we see some running backs do. Cuts at full speed, takes on that defender.
2nd down and 2 to go from their own 44, and here's Johnson again off of an initial block, across the 40-yard line, the 50-yard line, and dives to the Leominster 46, gains another 10, and it has another Tiger 1st down.
You notice the way he was following his blocking right there, Todd. He waited for his blocker in front of him, rode his back a little bit, and then rode off and picked up another 3 or 4 yards. Great job by the running back, Johnson, right there.
Under a minute into this second quarter, and it's 14-6 Taunton's lead, and the Tigers looking to add another score to the board on this possession. 1st and 10 from the Leominster 46-yard line, just a step inside of right hash going left to right. Tightly bunched formation with a single receiver wide, and give it to Johnson again. Johnson wrestles away from Encarnacion across the 35, extra yards across the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. There are not many offensive players in this 2022 campaign that have shaken off Ricky Encarnacion, but there came Malachi Johnson, and that's good for 19 yards.
He did, ran right through the tackle, kept the legs moving, picked up another 7 or 8 yards at the end of that run. Nice job by Johnson right there to turn a good gain into a great gain.
1st and 10 for the Tigers at the Leominster 28-yard line at right hash. And Leonard will trot into his huddle after conferring with the sideline. Under the 10-minute mark, 9:55 and counting here in the second quarter. Tigers with the 14-6 advantage. Tightly bunched formation once again. The tight end slides across the formation is Keenan from right to left. Handoff went inside, first man to the hole, crossed the 30 to the 27-yard line. Gain one for Batista.
Looked like 17. I think it was Silveria, Todd, wasn't it? Number 17?
Was it 17 or 27?
Could have been
27 riding up there. It's Batista.
Skinny numbers are getting me again. But nice job right there by the defense, holding a no gain there, bringing up 2nd and 10.
Batista a little different back there. Bill Thomas, 5'10", 195 versus the Malachi Johnson, 5'9", 155.
Another running back in the backfield here, fresh legs.
And it's a 2nd down and 10 to go. Leonard keeps it himself. Flag comes flying out behind the play as Leonard will spin up to the 25-yard line. But it's all going to be for naught. You can see the frustration on the Taunton sideline. It is a hold signaled against the home team.
Yeah, that play just never came together.
They credit Tehran with
number
the carry.
3, on that little wide receiver handoff.
Little speed sweep coming there.
Right, coming off the motion.
So they take the ball back across the Leominster 30 to the 34-yard line. 2nd down and long coming up here. The Tigers need the Leominster 18-yard line for a first down as they matriculate from left to right.
Didn't cost them a full 10 on that. The hold happened a little bit downfield, Todd.
And they'll walk to the line at right hash on 2nd and long from the Leominster 34. Shotgun set, 3 receivers in the formation, 2 wide left. Leonard, play action fake, snap the slant complete, finds the hands of what I believe was Isaiah Williams coming from left to right. Check it, no, it's Tehran again. Cross the 35 and down at the Leominster 32-yard line.
Yeah, short gain, maybe 2 yards right there on that quick pitch and catch.
And a
in
little
traffic.
Check with me. Coming back on that play. Leonard gets a signal, will spin to his huddle, facing a 3rd and 13 officially. 8:15 to play here in the second quarter with the 14-6 advantage. Shotgun set. Trips to the wide side left. Single receiver one-on-one into the numbers right. And Leonard backpedals on 3rd down. Now flushed. He'll roll up the right numbers, tuck it himself, dip his shoulder at the 21-yard line, and meet a pile of Leominster defenders driven back from the 21 to the 23-yard line. But he will give the Tigers credible field position here on 4th down and about 4 to go at the Leominster 21-yard line. They need the Leominster 18 for the first down, and they do have a field goal kicker in Del Toyo that has the leg to at least give it a shot. Bill Thomas, they were practicing the long snap down here on the sideline.
Hey, if you're going to try it, might as well give it a shot here. You know, last home game. I'm not sure where the Thanksgiving game is, but
it is at Milford, Bill Thomas.
Yep, looks like they're going to go for it.
Indeed they are. They are going to go for it here. 4th down, 3 to go officially. Snapping from the Leominster 21 at right hash. Trips open up to the left side of the formation. One-on-one is Tehran down at the numbers right. Over the middle of the field, going to the shoe tops. Waiting for a signal.
I think they're going to give
They still have not. The wing official and the umpire are looking at each other. And they are ruling it a catch, and it is to the 17-yard line and a first down for the Tigers, Bill Thomas. The receiver came right through the middle of the formation, made the catch on the shoe tops. I had no chance of seeing who made that catch,
I tell you,
but it was a great
about
catch.
Traffic, and but yeah, somehow found his way to 5 yards right there and moved the chains. Big 4th down play right there.
We'll go with the high likelihood that it might have been Sherion who came from the left of that formation. This is Sherion checking in motion from slot left to slot right. Snap of the ball, Malachi Johnson, little truck stick move, across the 15 and to the 10. Down there, leaves him a 2nd down and 3 to go.
Picked up a strong 7. Yep, they're going to give him the full 7. And room. Plenty of room for a first down there for the Tigers.
Yeah, first down at the Leominster 7-yard line available, and then and goal to go situation in front of them. 6:05 and counting to play here in the second quarter, a 14-6 Taunton advantage, and they are just moving the football, Bill Thomas, in great increments where you're gashing off 6, 7, 8, 9 yards at a whack, 10, 11, 12 in some cases as well, and then just moving the ball down the field, very poised as they do so. This is Turon, the motion man, fake the give, now give it to Johnson, who's wide open and untouched to the goal line and in for a Tiger touchdown.
Untouched is an understatement, Todd. Either you or I might have been able to carry the ball in the end zone on that play, but let's attribute that to great blocking by Johnson using his speed just to burst through that hole.
And we'll credit McDougal, the center, along with Varnado, Frank, the guards, Jonas, and Guadalupe Torres, Bill Thomas, on the right tackle. Ball down in the hands of Keenan and driven over the net by Del Toyo. And back up the field come the teams. 5:42 to play in the second quarter. It's 21-6 Taunton on top of Leominster, and the Blue Devils looking a little heavy over there, Bill Thomas, right now. They're looking like they're caught in a little bit of quicksand.
Yeah, and a defense could be getting a little bit tired there. They're on the field there for 2 drives, and offense didn't give them much help. They're quick 3 and out, I believe. So offense got to get something going here. Lopez and Drinkwater got to get on the same page right here. It can't be all Ricky and Canacion. Going to start double, triple teaming them. It's only going to lead to a turnover if Osiris continues to force the ball into him. So I think we are going to see a little bit more of some of the offensive weapons here in this drive, Todd.
Going to have to, Bill Thomas. Got to diversify here and force
Spread the ball around.
Taunton defense to defend a multitude of weapons. Kate Robbins standing by. We'll have the stats on that scoring drive in a moment. But the ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our left. For Del Toyo will be the first time kicking from left to right off the tee. 5:42 to play here in the second quarter. He will swing the right leg, send it downfield. It hops at the 12-yard line, then is juggled by Encarnacion at the 10. He's able to field it, eludes a defender, falls across the 15 and down at the 16-yard line. This is the most difficulty Encarnacion has had fielding the football off the kickoff tonight. There is just something about the ball coming off of Del Toyo's foot. It is causing all sorts of havoc at the end of the kick, and then Encarnacion struggling to get anything going on the return.
Yeah, nothing he's been able to field clean, and multiple bounces, change the direction, but Tiger's doing a great job pinning the Blue Devils back in their own end on these kickoffs.
Leominster quickly to the line here, 1st and 10 from their own 16-yard line at left hash, coming right to left. Shotgun set, 3 receivers in the formation. Give to Newton. Newton avoids the initial rush and will bring the ball across the 15 to the 16-yard line, and it is a loss on the play. They're going to give him no gain, call it 2nd down and 10. Kate Robbins, stats on that Taunton scoring drive.
Yes, sir. 11 plays covering 77 yards. This is the interesting one, though. They took almost 7 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock in that drive. That drive started with 59 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and you're telling me it ended at 5:42, so that's an interesting one. It's capped by the 10-yard touchdown rush by Malachi Johnson. Right now, 21-6 Taunton over Leominster.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. 2nd and 10. Lopez back to pass out of the shotgun set. Looks left and throws. Finds Drinkwater across the 20 to the 23-yard line. And he is going to be shy of a 1st down, but does rip off about 7 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 3 to go from their own 24-yard line. And Bill Thomas, we've been feeling that kind of casual pace. Taunton is moving the ball, taking it in big chunks, and then taking their time. Hey, the clock's their friend. They're poised, and it's their friend when you're up 3 scores.
Yep.
It's to your advantage.
And Taunton huddled their way down the field during that entire drive, Todd.
3rd down and 3 to go. Play action fake. Lopez rolls out, sets his feet, floats one downfield. It is underthrown. Encarnacion gets tied up on the play with Sherion and gets the flags out. The back judge with the flag gets some help from the wing official up the sideline. It is a pass interference call against Sherion and the Tigers, and Leominster will be the beneficiary of a 1st down on an underthrown ball. Encarnacion did not have a credible ability to play that ball, Bill Thomas.
No, but he was looking back for the ball, and the defender wasn't, Todd. When he slowed down, the defender's not looking. He runs into him. Hey, pass interference is pass interference.
And well called by the back judge this week.
What are you implying? Said that they might have missed one last week?
Said nothing at all.
We report, you decide.
That's right. I just said what happened tonight. Cross the 30, the 35, and place the ball down after the enforcement at the 36-yard line. But you explained it, Bill Thomas. Textbook from the Federation rule book.
You got to look. I mean, if you're not playing the ball, you're going to get the flag. You can't just run through the receiver because he slows down. And That's exactly what we saw there.
Coach Devin Gates gets the attention of the crew chief here, who is now stopping the clock, and I think there's a question on how the play was enforced. It is 15 yards from the previous spot of the football, and get out your abacuses as we begin the 1+1 plus 2+1 to get you the enforcement here. The officials have conversed, and now an explanation to go to head coach Devin Gates, who is still not buying, but
what was the previous line of scrimmage, Todd?
Begins to signal the play in.
Oh, they're going to go from here.
1st and 10 from their own 36 at left hash, going right to left. Shotgun set, tight bunch trips just off the formation left into the boundary. Receiver wide to the right is Viola. Lopez is on the run, flips a little shovel pass, and he gets whapped in the backfield at his own 26-yard line. Is this intentional grounding? Was he outside the box? Is it roughing the passer? There is a flag out at the end of the play, and Taunton does not appear happy about it. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness against Taunton. It'll be 15 yards enforced at the end of the play.
I don't think Taunton liked us. The sideline didn't like the way that play ended with that little push shovel pass to nobody in particular, I don't think, Todd. But, hey, Lopez was outside the tackles and got the ball past the line of scrimmage. 2 criteria, and I think he met them both.
And after the enforcement, the ball crosses midfield to the Taunton 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for Leominster at the Taunton 45 at left hash. Standing right on this full Tiger head here at Aleixo Tiger Stadium in Taunton tonight. Shotgun set, 4 receivers, trips to the wide side right. Lopez double clutches, now takes it down. He's going to do a little stutter across midfield and run out of bounds, gaining 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8 to go as he goes into the Leominster bench. And Bill Thomas, he thought about it going down the middle of the field, but then pulled the ball down, thought about it again, and then decided, nope, there's nobody open down there. I'm going to take it myself.
Yeah, and he's lucky he didn't get corral from behind there. Somebody circled back. It might have been Newton just to give him a little release block there in the backfield. But nice job by Lopez keeping that play alive to get something out of it.
Play goes out of bounds, stops the clock, 3:57 to play before halftime. 2nd and 9 from the Taunton 48, and give it to Mackay Newton, who finds space and works his way out to the right boundary. Cross the 30, now the 20, caught from behind at the 15 and down at the 11-yard line. And Mackay Newton says, you're not the only running back, Mackay Johnson, that can do that. I can do it too. And Mackay Newton rips off a big gain for Leominster.
Looks like about 35 on that, Todd, and that really woke the crowd up.
And now there is whistles and an official conference ensues.
I don't see any flags.
I do not as well. Right now the ball is a Leominster 1st down at the Taunton 12-yard line. We have a dead ball foul coming up, unsportsmanlike conduct. They are offsetting personal fouls against both teams. Get flagged for a personal foul at the end of that play.
I thought I heard a number. Yeah, a couple of numbers.
I was going to say, I heard 9 in there.
I thought I did too, but I don't know if it was just a little verbal altercation. Or
the only 9, Bill Thomas, Lopez. I have is Osiris Lopez on the field. I do not have a 9 from Taunton out on the field right now. Nonetheless, it never happened. They offset. It's 1st and 10 for Leominster from the Tiger 13. Lopez back to pass, slant, snared out of the air by Encarnacion, reaches for the goal line and pushes it in for a Leominster touchdown.
What a great play right there, crossing over the middle. You know how much success we've seen, Lopez had with Encarnacion and with Drinkwater. Just haven't gone back to that often the last couple of weeks right there. Successful with a touchdown.
3:20 to play in the 2nd quarter, and Leominster has doubled up their total. It is Taunton 21, Leominster 12, pending the point after. And the offense stays on the field for Leominster. The Blue Devils will go for 2.
Suppose at some point you got to chase 2. Might as well try it right now.
Encarnacion is with Drinkwater, slot to the left. Now he will come in motion from left to right. Snap, fake the give. Lopez keeps it himself. Newton the block out in front to the goal line. And they signaled the 2-point conversion no good.
Knocked down right at the goal line. Knocked back, Todd. Nobody to push him over.
And Osiris Lopez in a little bit of disbelief as he felt like he had broke the plane, but his momentum, according to the officials, got turned away from the goal line. 3:20 to play before halftime, and it stands at Taunton 21 and Leominster 12.
Trying to see what's going on. Officials coming over and talking to the Taunton sideline.
Frustrations ensue in both directions. Kate Robbins is standing by back at HQ. She's got the stats on the Leominster scoring drive.
I certainly do. If we take a look at that drive, 7 plays, covering 84 total yards, took off just about 2 minutes of game clock. It's capped by the 11-yard touchdown reception by Mr. Excitement, Ricky Encarnacion, but the 2-point conversion is no good. Leominster still fighting in a hole.
Indeed they are, Kate. Thank you so much. And all of a sudden, points after touchdowns are becoming a problem, Bill Thomas.
Yeah, and the problem is now you're chasing 2 scores. And, there's no other way around it, Todd. Chasing 2 scores right now.
Ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our right. Dan Thompson checks his line, and now the approach. Sends the ball off the right foot, end over end. It will be returned by Malachi Johnson with a head of steam from his own 12-yard line, and he gets bit by the turf monster, crossing his own 23, and he tackles himself, and Braden Martin, ever the sportsman, comes over and helps him out, taps him on the helmet, and says, nice return.
Yeah, thank you for not making me chase you, because he had some open ground here in the near sideline. Really did the Leominster special teams a favor.
It becomes a 1st and 10 for Taunton at their own 25-yard line, coming left to right. 3:17 to play in the second quarter, and Taunton with what feels like a commanding 21-12 advantage. And based on their last couple of drives, Bill Thomas, there is a real likelihood Leominster does not touch the football until midway into the third quarter, because Taunton's got the ball here, and they will get the ball after halftime on the second half kickoff.
Right, and the last thing you want to see is a two-fay here. Give up one now, and then give up one to start the second half. Blue Devils defense got to stand tall right here.
1st and 10 for Taunton and Leonard from their own 25-yard line. And Malachi Johnson gets the first down carry with some space. Across the 25 to the 30 and down at the 31-yard line. Quick gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd and 5.
Johnson doing what we see Newton doing for the Blue Devils defense. Good positive yardage on first down.
Give him 6, 2nd down and 4 to go. And Leonard trots out to his own huddle, 2:50 to play in the second quarter. They're going to have to be a little more choosy here, Bill Thomas. They're going to have to pick up the pace a little bit if they want to at least get the 2-for-1 as a possibility.
Absolutely here.
2nd down and 4 to go from their own 31, just inside of left hash. 4-receiver shotgun set. The snap, flags kill the play. And the officials look at each other as they decide who did what and when.
And I think the key right here for Taunton is you don't want to rush into this first set of downs too quickly and give the ball up. Yeah, you get a first down here, then maybe you throw a little sense of urgency into the drive. But you don't get a first down here. You don't want to give Leominster too much time on the clock.
It's a procedure call against Taunton. They'll enforce the 5-yard penalty back across the Taunton 30 to the 26-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 9 from the Taunton 26 going left to right.
Still no sense of urgency from the Taunton offense either, Todd. Clock running.
2:19 and counting before halftime. Trips to the wide side right of the formation and give it to Malachi Johnson, who wraps it around the end of the left, cross the 30 to the 31, gains back 4 of the 5 that were lost on the enforcement, and this will bring up a 3rd down and 5 to go.
Tigers right back in a huddle. Once again, I think they feel like they're in control of this game. Don't want to do anything that's going to cost them a score here. They're up by 2 scores as the first half's winding down. I think they feel pretty comfortable in this situation, Todd.
1:45 to play before halftime, and I agree with you, Billy.
And
There's really no reason
they're going to get the ball back.
Correct.
No reason to create a costly turnover here.
4-receiver even split and a timeout taken as Coach Brad Sidwell would like to talk things over 96 seconds before halftime. It's Taunton 21 and Leominster 12, and now the officials blow the whistles and beckon the teams back in.
That was a quick timeout.
I was going to say, and it's a sideline warning. I don't think anybody took a timeout. It becomes an inadvertent whistle.
What was that all about?
I believe we've got issues galore on both sidelines as both sidelines are standing either on the boundary or on the field. The snap on 3rd and 4. Play action rollout for Leonard. Gets it to Sherian. He juggles it. He thought he was out of bounds, but he's across the 40 and down at the 42, now out of bounds.
Somehow we held on to that. Odd-looking play here on the near sideline.
Flag is down from the umpire at the Taunton 35-yard line, and it's illegal participation. Legal man downfield against Taunton.
Yeah, lineman got strayed a little too far. What do you get, 2 yards, Todd, beyond the line of scrimmage as a lineman?
Something to that effect.
Something,
I think
less, maybe one.
The key, Bill Thomas, really is those RPOs or those slow developing plays. It's very easy for an initial block, then you shed your first block, and you start moving into the second level before the ball's gone by the line.
And if you think it's going to turn into a keeper and it doesn't, that's when you get in trouble.
This is going to push the ball back to the 26-yard line of the Tigers, and now the crew chief is looking for head coach Devin Gates, and a conversation ensues with the Leominster sideline. And the Leominster sideline gets pushed back off the numbers once again.
I guess we're going back to some football. Minute 21 left in the first half.
I think this exchange of the ball, Bill Thomas, is going to determine everyone's just going to try to get to the locker room at this point.
I think so. I mean, this is just slowed down into quicksand, whistle after whistle.
And now a flag is out once again, and it's looking like preseason football. A procedure call against Taunton, and Sherian's holding his hands up like, what are we doing here?
But they never even got up to the line of scrimmage, Todd. I mean, Fisher's got to give him a chance. What is that signal that he's giving there? I don't get that. That little half-cut signal at the hip.
Not entirely certain.
I don't know if I've seen that before.
Back across the 25 goes the football to the 21, and it'll be 3rd down and long. Hey, Kate Robbins is standing by whenever we get there. Kate Robbins is back at HQ. She's got your first half stats. She's got scores from around the region, playoff and non-playoff alike. And we'll have our impact play of the first half. We'll also have mid-game adjustments for both teams. All that coming up at the half.
If she doesn't have enough to do, I want to know what that signal was that the official was giving us.
Play action fake to Johnson. Leonard keeps it himself on 3rd and long. He's playing a little bit of in and out. Keeps diving back across the 20, back across the 20, and now forward to the 22-yard line. Gains back maybe 2 on the play. And Leominster will spend a timeout to stop the clock at the 1:10 mark of the second quarter. They want to get the ball back here, Bill Thomas. It's 4th down and 14.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, punting is always an adventure at this level. Maybe you can get a block, get a quick score, or at the very least get a run back, get the ball in Ricky's hands on this return, make something happen. Plenty of time on the clock, and we've seen the Blue Devils come down the field with a minute or so on the clock in the past. We know Lopez can put a quick drive together. They have quick scoring capabilities. You know, Blue Devils want to cut this to 1 score before halftime.
On a great night here from Aleixo Tiger Stadium on the campus of Taunton Public Schools, as many of the schools in this school district are all located here on this one campus, and a phenomenal athletic campus that surrounds those buildings as well. Moon is up tonight, week 10 of high school football on this November the 10th. It doesn't get much better than this. 4th down and 14 to go from their own 22. Standing back to punt this one away is Brennan. Got this one on the side of his foot. It will come back across the middle, cross the 45, and will check up at the Tiger 48-yard line. So Leominster will have the football. 58 seconds left before halftime. Chasing 2 scores in a 21-12 Tiger lead. And Leominster has the ball 1st and 10 at the Tiger 48-yard line, going right to left.
Big effort by Xavier Cora there, I believe, to try to get a block on that, but to no avail. See if the Blue Devils can get a quick strike here. We know they're capable, Todd.
And it's time to bring one out. They've certainly sorely needed it.
Haven't seen too many of those 50-50 balls tonight.
Encarnacion with Drinkwater and Steven Diaz, and the trips out to the left. Lopez is back to pass. This one is underthrown. Drinkwater tries a sliding catch. Can't bring it up off the turf. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Clock stops on the incompletion. 53 seconds left before halftime.
One of the few poorly thrown balls we've seen Osiris throw. Right at Drinkwater's feet. Wasn't going to go for anything even if he corralled that.
Second down and 10 to go from the Tiger 48 at right hash. Leominster going from right to left. Trips to the wide side, left of the formation, and Lopez is back to pass. Flag is out. This one hit Tony Kendall. Lopez is making it up as he goes. He will find room across the 40. Another flag comes out as he heads out of bounds at the 36-yard line of Taunton. But the original flag is laying down on the ground back in the Leominster half of midfield at the 43-yard line of the Blue Devils. The officials will now get together and sort out two different flags. Meanwhile, the wing official over here on the Taunton sideline has got yeoman's work to do to try to keep everybody back on the boundary.
Black line, well, that no man's land's not doing much good, but I think we got two fouls here against the Blue Devils.
Illegal block in the back.
Yeah.
That one is declined.
A hold, probably.
Illegal block in the back ×2. Signaled against Leominster.
Either way, it's going to push the Blue Devils back. Cost them at least 10, maybe 15.
Look at where they are going to mark this one off from, Bill Thomas. The 44-yard line of Leominster.
So the penalty was thrown 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And they're going to tack 10 more on top of that.
Cross the 35 to the Leominster 34-yard line.
5, 10, 15, 20.
This is second down, and Leominster's commute to Taunton tonight. Ball at the 34-yard line at right hash.
19-yard penalty, Todd.
They need to move the football to the Taunton 38-yard line for a first down, snapping from their own 34. Shotgun set, trips to the left. Back to pass. It's Lopez hanging in the pocket. Now he's flushed. He's scrambling. He'll move his way out to the left. Launch downfield into double coverage. Diaz was the intended receiver. The pass is long and incomplete as Diaz got tied up on a great coverage by Gonzalez downfield.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the 50-50 ball you want to throw up there. But Taunton defense doing a great job of harassing Lopez tonight, coming from different angles. And Osiris just not able to set up back there and look downfield. He's been running scrambling most of the game and not being able to pick out his primary receivers.
And the pressure seems like it's sandwiching him from the middle of the formation. Those defensive tackles are getting the pierce along the guards, and then all of a sudden he's got a guy to his left and a guy to his right. Now you got to try to go somewhere else, and he's trying to swing it wide, and meanwhile there's great coverage downfield. Not a lot of opportunity there, and this is a week where Leominster's struggling at the point of attack. Lopez, 3 steps, looks up, the number's right, and it is incomplete, looking for Aguilar. And it'll bring up a 4th down and long, and that drive didn't last long, but it went the wrong way downfield, and 30 seconds left before halftime. Leominster's going to be forced to punt.
Yeah, 3 incomplete passes right there. It took about 40 seconds off the clock, Todd, and this could backfire. Blue Devils got a punt here themselves. They've had trouble with special teams tonight. The last thing the Blue Devils want to see is a block here by Taunton.
And Jared Viola stands at his own 20-yard line. He'll be kicking from right to left to Malachi Johnson at his own 25. Good snap. Viola got it away under pressure. High in the air. It will hop along the sideline at the Taunton 37-yard line and then rolled out of bounds across the 35 at the 33-yard line.
Not bad. A nice little about 35-yard field flip right there. And
couple of things. Flips the field.
Keeps
it away from Malachi Johnson on the return. It's a great punt by Viola.
And I think it might give the Tigers offense second thoughts about trying to do something here. They should be happy with this 9-point lead going into halftime.
21-12 advantage. 23 seconds left before halftime. Kate Robbins is standing by. She's got your first half stats, scores from around the playoffs as well as around the non-playoffs alike. We'll have our impact play of the first half and our mid-game adjustments all coming up at the half here on RFM Audio. And with our partners at Leominster TV, 95.1 FM WLPZ and WLPZ.org, and Tucka 56 Radio. Back to pass, it's Leonard, looks left and throws. Pass is caught by Tehran. He's across the 40 and out of bounds at the 45-yard line of the Tigers. It's a gain of 12, and it's a Taunton first down.
Good job right there. Move it up towards midfield. Still got 18 seconds to work. It only took 2 seconds off the clock there.
Well, great job by Tehran, too, to take it into the boundary and stop the clock.
Actually, 29, about 9 seconds off the clock. Still plenty of time here to get something downfield. And And we know that the Tigers have a field goal kicker.
Already with a 21-12 advantage and looking to add before the half. 4 receiver, pair to either side in the formation, a shotgun set with Johnson and Leonard. Leonard back to pass, hits the back foot, looks left and throws. Pass caught across midfield and out of bounds at the Leominster 47-yard line, and it appears to be Tyrone again on a gain of 8. And indeed it is, back-to-back catches for Jose Tyrone.
Good job right here, nice little 2-minute drill.
And it'll be a 2nd down and 2 to go from the Leominster 47. Taunton needs the Leominster 45 for a reset and a 1st down.
14 seconds left in the half. Time for probably 3 plays here at this rate, Todd.
Just 4 seconds came off the board here on that last play from 18 down to 14.
Have to see if they don't catch the Blue Devils defense guiding the boundary and they don't try to come across the middle here.
10 seconds on the play clock as that play took a little while to get in from the sideline now to the huddle.
No timeouts either, I don't believe.
2nd down and 2. And the back judge was reaching for it, but the play will get off clean. 2nd and 2. Leonard steps up in the pocket, throws to the left, and Steve Diaz will break that one up, take it away from Malachi Machadi.
Good job right there. Looked like there was some open ground to be had. Burned 8 seconds up on that. Last play of the half probably right here, Todd. 6 seconds left.
3rd and 2 and the ball back to the Leominster 47. Final 6 seconds here before halftime.
Expect to play downfield here.
Before we go to the half, Bill Thomas, I've got an interesting point of conversation here.
Okay.
As well. We're going to talk a little philosophy in a moment here. 3rd down and short to go here. Shotgun set, 4 receivers, a pair on either side of this formation, and we're going to have some time to talk about it right now. As Coach Brad Sidwell wants to talk things over before halftime. 21-12, the advantage belongs to Taunton here, and philosophically here, Bill Thomas, this game, we've seen these Week 10 matchups before, whether you go directly into the non-playoffs or whether you were in the playoffs and then end up in the non-playoffs. It just doesn't have the same spark and feeling that this game would have if both teams never qualified for the playoffs and just kept right on playing, in the sense that the postseason begins after the season. The argument always is about these games that, it would be no different if you just weren't going to qualify for the playoffs at the end of the season. I wholly disagree. This feels like a really kind of well-to-do controlled scrimmage, for lack of a better term.
Without the energy we might expect, but
you can see the communities aren't able to follow it. It's a lightly contested crowd in a community.
Compared to what I saw last week.
Sure, and I know the Taunton community here is a big-time athletic community. Back-to-back state championships last year, baseball and softball. They get it in the same year. They get athletics. They don't understand what this game is. That's a problem. 3rd and 2, and Leonard's back to pass out of the timeout. He will unleash straight up the middle of the field. Encarnacion there, the jump ball. Catch was made. Contact, goal line, Tiger touchdown at the halftime whistle.
Wow.
Disaster.
Downfield. We thought they might go downfield, but 50-50 ball.
Jose Tyrone, Bill Thomas, makes the catch going up against Ricky Encarnacion, bounces off him pinball style and into the end zone for the touchdown, but we'll call it apparent because there is a conversation. Meanwhile, the entire Tiger team is standing across the numbers on their sideline, and now they wave the flag off. Meanwhile, Coach Devin Gates, across the other numbers, is pleading his case, and all of a sudden a case of law and order has begun down on the field.
Not sure where the flag originated from, Todd.
Meanwhile, the point after pens as the apparent touchdown now confirmed as a touchdown. 27-12, the Taunton advantage feels commanding. And Keenan will hold for Del Toil. Snap, ball down, kick up and good. Halftime here at Aleixo Tiger Stadium in Taunton. Tigers add a score at the halftime whistle, and their lead is a commanding 28-12 at halftime. And Coach Devin Gates is still looking for an explanation. He wants to meet with the back judge downfield, and they will continue to debate things as the teams head for their respective halftime locker rooms.
Unfortunate turn of events right there, but had a feeling something was going to go downfield, and Leominster left close to 30 seconds on the clock and ended up biting them.
And the frustration ensues as the teams head to their locker room. There were many possibilities there, Bill Thomas. The 2-for-1 felt like it was out of the cards when all of a sudden Leominster got the ball back on the first Taunton possession, 3:15 or so left in this first half. They get Leominster off the field offensively. They get the ball back. They take a gamble to the goal line, and it pays off. And once again, somebody else out-wrestles Encarnacion to the goal line. It's surprising and it's notable here because we haven't seen it all year.
Yeah, and I mean, just you hate to see it accumulate all in one game, but, Ricky's had such a fantastic season. But every so often you stumble a little bit and things don't always go your way. It's part of competing, and that's why you play the game. But let's give Taunton some credit. They didn't shy away from, attacking there. And those last two drives, they gave Leominster some time, but Leominster couldn't do anything with that minute and a half they had. And they get the ball back with less than 30 seconds, and they weren't shy. Some nice sideline passing, got up to midfield and close enough to get the ball down to the goal line. Just enough. That wasn't in the end zone, Todd. That was, I believe, at the 2 or 3, and the rest of the work was done by the receiver. So a lot happened there to make that successful.
And Jose Torron was the featured receiver of that drive, and he got to cap it by bouncing off of one of the best secondary players in Central Mass this season and fighting his way into the end zone. Halftime here in Taunton tonight. It's Taunton 28 and Leominster 12. We're going to step aside here on RFM Audio, and with our partners, we'll take a break. When we come back, Kate Robbins is standing by. She's got your scores from around the region, playoff and non-playoff variety, as well as your first half stat recap that's going to look very orange and black. Halftime here from Tiger Stadium. It's 28-12. Taunton on top of Leominster, and so much more to come. You stay with us. At the half next, here on RFM Audio.
I'll never forget the day I decided to go out for the football team. Mr. Banks, the JV football coach and my history teacher, asked me to stay after class. I thought I was in trouble. He said, "Hey, Darius, have you thought about going out for football? I think you'd be great." Fact is, I never played football. Fact is, I never had anyone tell me I'd be great at something. So, with no experience at all, I signed up. And a week later, I padded up and was running drills on the field. I never was great, but playing high school sports was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I was accepted by my teammates, and I learned that when someone believes in you, you can believe in yourself.
Encourage a student you know to take part in a high school sport. This message presented by the MIAA and the Massachusetts Secondary Schools Athletic Directors Association.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam! Ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Is there a student athlete at your school that deserves recognition? Someone who's constantly representing your school as a good citizen and should be acknowledged. Now is your chance to nominate a student athlete for the MIAA Student Athlete of the Month Award. This award is presented monthly to 2 student athletes who display excellence in the areas of academics, athletics, and community service. Students in grades 9 through 12 who attend MIAA member schools are eligible to receive the award. Visit the MIAA website at miaa.net to nominate a student athlete today. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
This is Bob Sosi, the voice of New England football, for the best high school football action in North Central Mass, featuring our award-winning broadcast team of Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Robbins. Keep it right here.
Time from Tiger Stadium in Taunton tonight, and the hometown Tigers of Division 1 commanding 28-12 lead over Leominster as they simply outplayed the Blue Devils in the first half of action. Kate Robbins is standing by back at RFM HQ. She's got your first half stat recap, and Kate, you've also got scores from around the region tonight. Take it away, Kate.
All right, Todd Robbins, let's take a look first at the team totals for this one. Thus far, Taunton, 269 total yards of team offense, 162 coming via the pass, 107 rushing yards in 25 plays on offense, no turnovers for the Tigers. On Leominster's side of the ball, 157 total yards of offense, 91 coming via the pass, 66 coming via the rush, 29 plays on offense for Leominster. Also, no turnovers for the Blue Devils. If we take a look at individual notable statistics first, for the Blue Devils right now, Mackay Newton has a team-high 10 rushes for 53 of Leominster's 66 rushing yards. Of the receiving core, Ricky Encarnacion has a team-high 5 receptions totaling 80 of Leominster's 91 yards. Osiris Lopez out of the quarterback spot, 7 of 17. He's completed 41% of his passes for a total of 91 yards passing. He's averaging 13 yards per pitch and catch. His long was for 24. Leominster's 2 touchdowns in the first half came as follows. With 8:40 remaining in the first quarter, it was a 1-yard touchdown rush by Mackay Newton. Extra point, no good. Leominster put 6 on the board. Then with 3:20 remaining in the half, it was an 11-yard touchdown reception by Ricky Encarnacion. 2-point conversion attempt, no good. Leominster has 12 points on the board. If we switch sides to the Tigers side of the ball, individual notable statistics out of the running back position, Malachi Johnson has a team-high 9 rushes for 86 of Taunton's 107 yards. The receiving core right now, Jose Toran, team-high 4 receptions for 69 yards, but Demetrius Sherian has a team-high 80 receiving yards out of the 162 team receiving yards. Jacob Leonard out of the quarterback spot is 8 of 9. He's completed 89% of his passes for 162 passing yards. He's averaging 20.3 yards per pitch and catch. His long was for 68. Thus far in this one, Taunton already with 4 touchdowns on the board. They got a pair in the first quarter. A 68-yard touchdown reception by Demetrius Sherian and a 1-yard touchdown rush by the quarterback on the keeper, Jacob Leonard. In the second quarter, with 5:42 remaining, it was a 10-yard touchdown rush by Malachi Johnson. And then, as time expired in the half, the 47-yard touchdown reception by Jose Torian puts the Tigers up 28-12 after one half of football out in Taunton. Right now, once again, the Taunton Tigers on top of the Leominster Blue Devils, 28-12. Todd?
Kate, do you find yourself just sitting there and trying to figure out who are these Blue Devils that we're seeing out here tonight? Because there's been points in this football game where I've looked at them and gone, this isn't the team that we've been covering for the last 9 weeks. It just seems like they're a little bit adrift tonight.
That might be part of it. I think that when you get to the non-playoff action, sometimes you kind of have this listlessness that kind of takes over because, although you might be excited to continue playing football with your brethren out on the field, in earnest, this is a glorified scrimmage, if you will, because it doesn't do anything other than for bragging rights. If you are the Leominster coaching staff, however, or the Leominster athletic department, this is a true litmus test for what Eastern Mass competition, particularly at the Division 1 level, is going to look like. This is what the bar looks like. Not that Leominster isn't, wholly well aware of what Division 1 caliber Eastern Massachusetts teams look like, or even top tier, top echelon Division II Eastern Mass competition looks like. It's no joke once you go east of 495 and you get some of these rosters with 100 plus individuals on them, and you have these really large schools. So I'm not necessarily surprised with what I'm seeing, but it's no less frustrating when you're looking at it.
Yeah, no question about it. And you just feel for the players as they're going through this contest tonight. Listless, I think, is a really great descriptive word for it. Melancholy is kind of what it looks like at points as well. Kate, you've got
and it's
scores.
Thursday, not Friday,
Yeah, well, correct. Well, and it was a short week and the storm, and I mean, you could sit there and create a lot of what ifs, but at some point, I know that the program is certainly not going to feel like they are acceptable excuses to a performance thus far. In the first half, you've got scores from around the region, playoffs and non-playoffs alike, to a certain degree. Kate, hey, enlighten us. Who's playing tonight and who's winning?
Hey, who knows at this point? I'm just kidding. One boys soccer update right now. Boys soccer, Leominster's trailing Franklin 1-0, 10 minutes left in the game. That was as of 4 minutes ago. So we should have a final score coming out of that shortly. But right now, Leominster boys soccer, Leominster trails Franklin in that one. An update from Nick Mallard right now with the St. Bernard's game. I'm actually looking at that right now. St. Bernard's, Antonio Mancini, he picks up his 1,000th rushing yard in the season with one of the opening plays of the game. This was a 7 o'clock kick for St. Bernard's, and Damian Jones had a 44-yard touchdown run for St. Bernard's. The 2-point attempt, however, failed. 6-0 St. B's on top of Uxbridge with 33 seconds remaining, and that's a first quarter score out of there. If we take a look, right now, Stoneham on top of Oakmont at the half. They exploded 30-7 right now. Stoneham on top of Oakmont at the half. I've got an end of one quarter score. Cohasset leading Clinton 7-0. So right now the Gales trailing there. Non-playoff action. I've got a tie ball game, end of one, Narragansett taking on Assabet. So that's tied there. Wachusett and Neshoba, I got a halftime score 19-7 right now. Wachusett on top of Neshoba. I've got non-playoff action right now. Third quarter score, Fitchburg on top of Tantasqua, 27-21. I've got a final score, non-playoff action. Shepherd Hill, a winner over Auburn, 38-16. Shepherd Hill, a winner over Auburn in non-playoff action. And that's all I've got for you guys right now. But as these scores come in, don't worry, I'm feverishly writing things down.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. Back at RFM HQ here at the half. 28-12, Taunton on top of Leominster at the half. Teams out of the locker room getting ready for second half action. And before we get that second half kickoff, our opportunity to step aside. Stay with us. This is high school football on RFM Audio.
So, how are the kids?
Halftime here at Aleixo Tiger Stadium in Taunton tonight. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins back at RFM HQ, and great to have you along with us here on a Thursday night, November the 10th, 2022. Halftime score, Taunton on top of Leominster, 28-12 at the half. Teams getting ready and warmed up for second half action. And Bill Thomas, before we get to that second half action, let's get our impact play and our mid-game adjustments. Our impact play brought to you by our partners at WLPZ. Bill Thomas, tell me, what was the impact play in your mind of this first half of action?
That 68-yard opening strike by Taunton to answer.
Leonard Verscharian,
I mean,
68 yards.
Definitely set the tone on the offensive side. That's got to be my play of the first half. I mean, you talk about answering a touchdown for a touchdown, but Taunton did it in exclamatory fashion, I guess you could say. A little exclamation point on their score. And that offensive prowess has just continued through the first half. A punt here, a punt there, but the Taunton Tigers pretty much did what they wanted in the first half. But that opening pass, 68-yard quick strike, was really the defining moment.
It certainly set the table for what has been to come, but I certainly think what's going to loom large is that score from Leonard to Turian right at the end.
That abnormality, I guess you'd say, that play happened. But, you throw that ball up 10 more times and it does happen. I love that quick strike down the hash. Caught Leominster off guard completely. That was a play that worked to perfection.
If you're enjoying tonight's action, you can hear an encore presentation of every game broadcast in its entirety, Saturdays at noon on Leominster's owned and operated 95.1 FM WLPZ and WLPZ.org. Second half kickoff, ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our right. Dan Thompson sends it downfield. It will be returned by Malachi Johnson. Crosses zone 25-30, shy of the 35 at the 34-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Their own 34 going left to right here in this third quarter of action with a 28-12 advantage. And Bill Thomas, time for our mid-game adjustments. And you got to get out the grease board here. I was going to say, if you're on the Leominster side, what's your mid-game adjustments?
You got to tackle if you're on defense. Poor tackling, I think, and just poor coverage all around. But you got to tackle, and you got to tackle them before they're rolling up first downs. And I think the Tigers did a great job controlling all aspects of the game, even though the Blue Devils got 12 points.
1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line, and Johnson gets the first down carry. Across the 35 and down to the 36-yard line. He battles for the first 3 yards of the second half.
Todd, going back to that last play of the first half there, that it might seem like a defining play of the ending of the first half, but I don't think that really tells the whole story. That was an unfortunate score. It puts them up by 3 scores basically, but 2 scores was looming large the way that first half was closing out, and knowing that the Tigers were going to get the ball here, start the third quarter. You didn't want to give up that 7 right there, but that just might mean that the score is going to be just 7 more points greater at the end. But Tigers are playing great.
Johnson's the motion man out of the backfield. They fake it to Batista, then they flip the screen to Johnson. Sheds 2 defenders, got the 40-yard line, then the 45. Tiger first down out to their own 49-yard line. Malachi Johnson just keeps slipping and sliding his way by Blue Devil defender.
Yeah, and pick up about 15 right there, Todd, but just slipping and sliding. You're right. Big hit at the end there, looked like by Logan. Was it Gio Roman, but too little, too late right there. First down and more for Johnson.
It'll be a 1st and 10 for Taunton at their own 49 at left hash, wearing the alternate orange tops, white bottoms, white numerals with the black trim front and back on the alternate orange trim, a white helmet with a white face mask, the full Tiger head with the THS around it, and a triple stripe up the middle, orange, white, and black as they go left to right. Batista gets the first down carry. He'll advance it 3 yards on the play across midfield into the Leominster 48-yard line.
Doing a good job mixing up the running game right there. Johnson coming in motion, kind of spread out the defense a little bit.
Aguilar gets a little help from the wing official on the Leominster sideline. Try to pull his sleeve down over his shoulder pad on his uniform top there. And now here comes Taunton to the line. 2nd down and 7 to go. Ball at the Leominster 48-yard line, right on that Tiger head at midfield here at Tiger Stadium. Leonard back to pass, looks out to his right, looking for Sherion. Tried to get the one-hand grab. It was juggled on the way to the ground. Steve Diaz tried a last-minute interception. All for naught. It's an incomplete pass. 3rd down and 7.
Quick hip drill right there, but Diaz unable to corral it. Blue Devils got to find a way to get off the field right here. A couple of big plays coming up. 3rd down and probably 4th down too. I don't see the Tigers punting here in this situation. A couple of big plays here. Blue Devils got to get the defense off the field, get the offense back out there.
9:43 and the clock stopped on the incompletion left here in the third. 28-12, the Tiger halftime lead stands. First offensive possession of the second half, and the Leominster defense looking to get the offense of the Tigers off the field. On 3rd down and 7, Leonard looks out at his formation and goes, wait a minute, they're not in the right place. He moves Sherian out to the right of the formation. formation, and now Johnson, slot to the left, comes in motion from left to right. He collides on the play and goes down onto the backfield, so Leonard tucks the football, and Leonard moves his way to the second level of the defense across the Leominster 45 and gets popped at the 44-yard line. Gains a tough 3, maybe 4 on the play to keep it alive. I think that was going to be the screen for Johnson, Bill Thomas, but he bounced off of a block and ended up taken out of the play.
Yeah, he ended up face down on that Tiger logo, but nice job right there, stepping up, filling that hole at the end of that play. Josh Cormier stopping that scramble about 3 yards short of that first down. You're right, Todd. Pickup of about 5 or 6 right there, but they're going to get to the 41. They're at the 44 right now. Biggest play of the game for the Blue Devils defense.
Yeah, 4th down and 3 to go. They need a stop here. They cannot let the Tigers pass their own 41-yard line. Shotgun set and Johnson in the backfield with Leonard. 3 receivers spreading the formation. Give it to Johnson. He bounced off of one of his own blocks again. Falls across the 45 to the 44. And then is no gain on the play. Turnover on downs. The ball will go back to Leominster. And he bounced off his own block, Bill Thomas, because the defensive front of Leominster pushed them back into the backfield.
And you know who that was? Logan Ossie. Blew that play up, got in the backfield right there, and puts that blocker back into Johnson. Put himself on the ground. And that was the end of that play right there. Great job by Logan Ossie blowing that play out.
And Leominster defense creates a spark. Can they turn it into instant offense? It's 1st and 10, Leominster at their own 44-yard line, going right to left. 8:43 to play here in the third quarter, chasing a 28-12 Tiger advantage. 4 receivers set and Lopez back to pass on 1st down. Looks underneath, finds Drinkwater at midfield. He battles across midfield to the 49-yard line of Taunton. Whistles finally come and kill the play when he gets body slammed at the end of the play. Drinkwater now hops up, comes back to the official and says, you blew the whistle and you just let him take me out of the play after the fact.
He is getting pushed around a little bit. You know, he's only a freshman, but I think they got to start showing him a little more respect. You know, forward motion is done, and let's not let the kid get beat up.
6'1", 180. He's not a small 14, 15-year-old. 2nd down and 2 to go. Lopez launches down the numbers right, trying to run underneath. It was Diaz, check it, Aguilar, and the pass is long and incomplete. Come back to the line for 3rd down and 2 to go from the Tiger 48-yard line.
Yeah, nice to see him going downfield. Just got to give that play a little more time to develop. Lopez throwing the ball about as far as he can, but he launched it a little bit early.
3rd down and 2 to go. They'll snap the football at the Tiger 48, needing the Tiger 46 for the 1st down from left hash. Leominster going right to left here in the third quarter.
Got to concentrate on this 1st down right here, Todd.
Pair of receivers on either side of this shotgun set. Give it to Mackay Newton. Fakes left, comes back against the grain right. Got the 45 and up to the 43-yard line. A gain of 5, and the Leominster drive continues on the 1st down.
All right, more importantly, continues on the 1st down. I like that, not trying to get greedy on 3rd down there, Todd. Drives me crazy when I see teams go downfield on 3rd and short, 4th and short. Get that 1st down, play around on 1st and 2nd down.
Well, when you go deep on 3rd down and short, now they know you're going to go short on 4th down and short, and you stack up your options there. You're tipping your hand a little bit.
Makes the playback really small.
1st and 10, back to pass. Lopez looking for Encarnacion and threw his hands incomplete. Ryan McDougall, the middle linebacker, with the coverage.
Yeah, a host of defenders over there, but a little bit wide. And Cassione couldn't get his hands out there on it. Lucky it didn't get intercepted.
7:37 to play in the third quarter. Clock stopped on the incompletion. 28-12. The advantage for Taunton. Leominster trying to battle their way back into this football game. Trips open up to the wide side of the formation right. Drinkwater will be one-on-one to the lower left. The shotgun snap on the delay. Give it to Newton. Newton bounces off an initial hit at the 40-yard line. Spins off to the right, numbers 35. Truck stick back across the 30 and down at the 28-yard line. Mackay Newton makes something happen in open space.
Yeah, and the sideline comes alive, and you hear the Leominster fans over there finally have something to cheer about. Nice job by Newton, moving the sticks and waking the offense up.
7:23 and counting to play here in the third quarter. Leominster moving the football from right to left. Tight bunch trips to the right of the formation. Drinkwater one-on-one wide left. Lopez back to pass, gets a block. Flag comes out. Newton is going to be called for a hold. He's in disbelief. Meanwhile, Lopez just tries to get it back to the line of scrimmage. And Coach Devin Gates says to Mackay Newton, you can't go outside the shoulders. You got to stay inside the shoulder pads when you block. He went wide, turned his player. It's a hold.
Yeah, I mean, and it's hard to miss once you start grabbing outside the shoulder pads. You stay inside. A little tougher for the umpire to see what's going on, but yeah, it's going to be a costly hold. It's going to push him way back, Todd. Once again, this is going to be a hold that's going to cost him way more than 10 yards.
Indeed, because the flag came well behind the line of scrimmage. The mark back across the 40 to the 44-yard line of Taunton at right hash. So Leominster faces a first down and long, or officially a 1st and 25. They need the Tiger 19.5-yard line for a first down. Back to pass, looking out underneath to the right. The completion from Lopez to Aguilar, across the 40 at the 39.
A little extra whistles over there, pushing and shoving out of bounds.
You just noticed both teams have been playing after the whistle?
Well, I wish the officials would notice.
Indeed. Across the 40 to the 39 goes the play, and it'll be second down and still long. Still need the Tiger 19.5-yard line for a first down.
Play was good for about 15. Oh, about 5. 5. I'm trying to do some quick math. It was 1st and 25, so yeah, about 5 yards.
Trips left out of the gun. Lopez trying to hang. Now he goes back to the right, looking for a block. He will spin past the first, cross the 40, 35, and he will reach toward the 31-yard line and be out of bounds at the 32. Gains back a significant amount and took what the defense gave him. One more block from Tony Kendall might have got him another 10 yards.
Yeah, you got about 7 more back there. You know, they've gone from 1st and 25 to 3rd and 12, so still got a big chunk here to pick up, Todd. They got to find a way to keep this drive moving.
3rd and 12 at the Tiger 32-yard line, going right to left. Drinkwater and Diaz will set up to the left of the formation. To the right, Encarnacion and Aguilar. Encarnacion in motion from right to left. The snap. Give it to Newton. Newton gets a block off the end from Kendall. Cross the 30 to the 28-yard line. Gains 4 more. It'll be a 4th down and 8 to go.
Strong tackle there at the end of that by Ethan Harris. Made sure he got Newton on the ground. Short gain there of about 4 yards, maybe 5, but big 4th down play right here, Todd. 4th and a long 8.
5:55 to play here in the third quarter. Clock running. Leominster looking for a play. Coach Gates sending it in. Viola will be the receiver wide to the right. Trips come back to the left of the formation. It's Drinkwater, Encarnacion, Diaz out at the left. Lopez rolls toward the trips, goes underneath, coming back is Turian. He tried to make the interception, but he couldn't dig it off the turf. It's incomplete. Thankfully, if you're wearing blue and white, as Lopez once again underthrew Encarnacion.
Yeah, I mean, just not making that connection tonight.
And the officials take a timeout. Potentially an injury? Yeah, I believe it was. Torian was slow to get up, and that was one of those cases, Bill Thomas, you either land on the football or you just land hard on your midsection going to the turf.
Yeah, big effort over here, even on 4th down. If he catches it, costs his team a couple of yards, but, you make every effort on every play, Todd. You're not really thinking that much situationally. You want to get your hands on that football. Good effort right there. Nice to see him bounce up.
Turnover on downs, and it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Tigers, back across their own 30 at the 28-yard line at left hash. They will come left to right. 3 receivers set, 2 wide to the right. Shotgun set for Leonard. Leonard gives to Johnson. Johnson gets an initial block and will move the pack past the 30-yard line of the 31. Gains 2, and it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, somehow find a way to pop out of that pile and take what was a no gain. I'm going to give him 3 on that, Todd.
Yeah, they did. They moved it all the way to the 31-yard line.
4. We'll give him credit for 4 with that effort.
I think it's like a 2 left foot spot, Bill Thomas, is what we've been seeing tonight. They have been certainly estimated marks, to say the least, of point of farthest progress. You always talk about the left foot, right foot.
Left foot, hey,
there's been like two sachets to the left.
Look at the way the ref stops, the side judge stops. I mean, it's proven fact.
2nd and 7, back to pass. Looking to the left is Leonard, and he finds Torian, who makes the catch into the sideline and out of bounds at the Tiger 39-yard line. A shade past what he needed, but he's got a Taunton first down.
Great awareness right there. Knew right where he had to get. Had to get to the 38, got to the 39. Pickup of about 7 right there. Good job.
Moon high above the playing surface here at Tiger Stadium on the campus of Taunton Public Schools tonight. Great to have you along with us. Taunton and Leominster. Tigers on top of the Blue Devils 28-12. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you. Great to have you along with us tonight. A high shotgun snap through the hands of Leonard. Malachi Johnson has to chase it down back across the Taunton 25 and down at the 22-yard line.
Great fumble drill right there, though. Good positive recovery. Did not try to pick it up, which most players try to do. Got on it, secured the ball, just take the loss. Nice job by Johnson right there.
And lived to snap the ball again. Second down and long, now second and 25. They mark the football officially at the 24-yard line at left hash.
Seeing all these weird hand signals tonight by the officials. like the crew's got its own little sign language. This little half slice and this hand washing thing and back and forth. And
there is a lot of pre-snap signals you don't see in football among officiating crews that have nothing to do with penalties or anything of that nature. There's 10 seconds on the play clock. Here comes the back judge. The whistle is in his mouth, and finally the flag will go up. He gave them the benefit of the doubt, and finally sends it up for a delay of game.
Hey, we got to get the obligatory 1 or 2 every game. Otherwise, he doesn't have much else to do back there, Todd.
5 more yards further back, takes the ball across the Taunton 20 to the 19-yard line at left hash.
The guy's 40 yards back here. I'm surprised he can even see what's going on in the game.
3:13 to play in the third quarter. 28-12 is Taunton's lead. It's a deep center field back judge.
Is that what you call that?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Taunton needs their own 49-yard line for a first down. Back to pass, it's Leonard. Goes underneath. Pass is caught. Spun across the 25 and down at the 27-yard line. Believe that was Torian again. Indeed it was.
Yeah, Encarnacion in on the tackle right there.
And you imagine if you're game planning for this Tiger team, having watched a couple of their football games, you would say, okay, we're not going to let Sherian beat us. And so Leominster has, other than the first opening touchdown, sort of limited Sherian's role, or maybe Taunton has gone away from Sherian, but it's opened up the opportunity for Jose Turan, and Turan is tearing up the Blue Devils tonight.
Yeah, and anybody that didn't have Johnson on their radar missed him. He's got to be on your bingo card for sure.
Third down and long, officially a 3rd and 20 at the 2:17 mark of the third quarter. Leonard is back to pass. Launches down the right side of the field. Here's Sherian. He beat double coverage. Comes back. Makes the catch. Splitting 2 Blue Devils. And backpedals across the 30 and down to the 26-yard line. There is Demetrius Sherian back on the bingo card. And a huge gain on that one.
And I think that they must have heard you talking about him. Time to get his name mentioned again. But great job right there. Do some quick math. We'll give him 22 on this end, about a 35-yard pitch and catch right there.
And Bill Thomas, he gains back not only what was lost on that, play where the snap went over the head and everything else, but he gains back field position and moving this drive down the field as Taunton just continues to just bleed the clock here in the third quarter. Johnson now gets the carry. Flag comes out from the umpire. This will be a hold. Cross the 25 and down to the 23 is Johnson. It gains 4, but it will be coming back on a holding call against Taunton.
Might break the momentum a little bit for Taunton, but everything going right for them right now. 3rd and long, pitch and catch. It gets them well more than they need for that first down, and just breaks the back of the Blue Devils defense.
Indeed it does, as they will march the ball back across the 30, the 35, and they will place the football down at the Leominster 38-yard line. At right hash. 1:18 and counting to play here in the third quarter. It has been a rapidly moving third quarter of play.
I was thinking the same thing, Todd. It's been a quick third quarter. Excuse me.
Pistol formation here. Johnson gets the handoff. Johnson will take the ball across the 35 and down to the 33-yard line. It'll be second down and about 15 here after the enforcement. They will need the Leominster 19-yard line for a first down. Actually, maybe a smidge more. Looks like the 18.5 for a first down. 40 seconds left here in the third quarter, and that might be the biggest impact play of the third quarter, Bill Thomas, which is just neutralizing the existence of the third quarter in the football game, and the Tigers have done a phenomenal job of that.
Yeah, they have, and, just no score in this quarter, but the Tigers definitely won the quarter, Todd.
10 seconds on the play clock. Motion man is Sherian. He'll get the give off the snap of the ball from Leonard. He spun down off the end of the formation, down at the Leominster 32-yard line. But guess what? There won't be another play in the third quarter. Final 5 ticks come off the clock here in an antithetical third.
Picked up about 4 right there.
And at the end of 3, we're where we were at halftime. It's Taunton 28 and Leominster 12.
Even though there's no change in the score, Todd, it really feels like that the Tigers have just dominated from the onset. And no points, but definitely a demoralizing quarter for the Blue Devils, at the very least.
Indeed, it is. Kate Robbins is standing by back at RFM HQ. And, Kate, your stats through 3 quarters.
All right, let's take a look at those stats, team totals right now. The Tigers, 344 total yards of offense, 235 coming via the pass, 109 coming via the rush in 37 plays on offense. For the Blue Devils, 201 total yards of offense, 104 coming via the pass, 97 coming via the rush. Right now, 38 plays on offense for the Blue Devils. As you guys said, no score change in the third quarter. But right now, Taunton in the driver's seat up 28-12 with just 12 minutes remaining on the clock.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. And, Billy, I asked Kate about this at the half, and we tried to kind of position where Leominster is, because I said the Leominster team that I have seen take the field tonight versus the Leominster team we've covered the previous 9 weeks. And we've seen the team at times deal with, really effective defense, shutting down their offense, but we've never seen them so melancholy. Kate used the word listless. It just doesn't have the same pizzazz that this team has had the previous 9 weeks we've been covering the team.
Well, you wonder if just the amount of energy that was expended last week and that loss is just wearing on them a little bit tonight, Todd.
Right to left goes the Tigers here in the third. Leominster comes with the all-out blitz on 3rd and long, and they will get the sack in the backfield at the 35-yard line, but 15 seconds are already off the clock here in the fourth quarter. It's 4th down and long. They need the Leominster now 18-yard line as those sticks slid a little bit on the change from one half of the field to the other, but it is 4th down and long. They're listing it at 4th and 17, and Taunton looking for the kill shot here on 4th and long. They've got the ball at the Leominster 35.5 yard line, needing the Leominster 18 for a first down. They will send trips to the wide side left, single receiver out to the right. Leonard with Johnson in the backfield. Back to pass. Johnson chips Amara Singa, creates some space. Leonard to the line of scrimmage, looks downfield and throws through 2 defenders in and out of the hands of an open Torian, and incomplete. And I think the crossing pattern of the defenders in front of him just enough for that one to go incomplete. Turnover on downs, and the ball will go back to Leominster.
Yeah, somehow Sherian couldn't corral that one, but right through his hands, a little bit of distraction. 3 defenders, another receiver, all in the same area there. Luckily for the Blue Devils, the ball hits the turf.
11 minutes flat left here in the fourth quarter, and it's Blue Devil football. 1st and 10 from their own 35, going left to right in this 4th and final frame, wearing the road white tops, white bottoms, trimmed in royal blue at the legs and shoulder pads. Royal blue numerals front and back, Blue Devils across the chest, and the classic Leominster white helmet with white face mask and a single royal blue stripe up the middle. On first down, back to pass goes Lopez, looks right and throws for Diaz. It's long and incomplete.
Nothing working tonight, Todd. All that stuff that we've seen work for the first 9 weeks of the season, just going awry tonight. Just a step slow, step off, pass a little bit long, but just nothing coming together tonight for the Blue Devils offense. 2nd
down and 10 to go. 4 receiver even split, 2 on either side of this shotgun set. Newton in the backfield with Lopez on 2nd and 10. Back to pass with some time. Lopez hangs in the pocket. Now he's going to step up and throw. Down the right side, Diaz racing. Sherian gets underneath and knocks it down incomplete. Great competition there as both players were racing to the football, and Sherian just a little bit better. Got his hand out and knocked it down.
Yeah, once again, Lopez scrambling, trying to find somebody. Tell you, the defensive front for Taunton doing a great job getting Lopez off his spot tonight.
10:47 to play here in the fourth quarter with the clock stopped on the incompletion. 3rd and 10 from their own 35.
Blue Devils in danger, giving the ball right back. Only taking 13 seconds off the clock in this possession. A couple of incompletions. Got to get something going here.
Pair of receivers to the left, a pair of receivers to the right for a 4-receiver shotgun formation. Lopez rolls, looks, boundary, caught by Drinkwater across the 45 and out of bounds at the Leominster 47, and the drive persists. It's a Leominster first down.
Good job, pick up a 13, but more importantly, moving the chains right there, Todd, and that's what they need, some of these outs, just to get some flow into the offense.
1st and 10, Leominster, their own 47 at left hash. Back to pass. Lopez looks through the hands of Aguilar and incomplete. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Aguilar looking for some open ground right there before he secured the ball right through his fingertips.
And these are the kinds of situations Leominster cannot afford. You've got to make these hits, move the ball down the field. You're chasing too large a hill at this point in order to let the simple things go awry.
Yeah, and there was yardage to be gained right there, too. What might not have been first down yardage, but would have set them up much better situation here on 2nd down.
Double stack on either side of the shotgun set with Newton in the backfield with Lopez. 2nd and 10, double move Lopez, dancing already, now steps up, he's going to tuck and run into open space, gets driven down from behind, crossing midfield and down at the Tiger 46-yard line.
Big hit right there at the end of the play. And
John Escabi was trying to help him up, and Lopez says, no, I cannot answer the bell. And he is down on his back, looking straight up at the moonlit sky. And here come the officials off the Leominster sideline.
Yeah, Lopez just slowed up a little bit there to make a move. And one of the defenders, I'm not sure the number, might have been 55, just corralled him from the backside and took him down hard. Trying to see who might have been out there at the time. I believe it was, 55 over here talking to the coach, Todd. Put a big hit on Lopez there at the end of the play.
Lopez is going to have to leave the field for a play because he sought medical treatment, so he will head to the sideline.
Probably going to see a Wildcat set here. Most likely.
Brian Aguilar is the backup quarterback, Bill Thomas. He is going to slide over to the quarterback spot wearing the jersey number 1. The officials will wind the clock. 10:15 and counting to play here in the fourth quarter. 3rd down and 3 to go, and Brian Aguilar at quarterback. Leominster needs to advance the football to the Taunton 43-yard line for a first down.
Big spot right here.
Snapping from the Tiger 47-yard line officially. Aguilar in a shotgun set with Newton, trips to the wide side right of the formation, and now Leominster will spend the timeout, which would allow Osiris Lopez to rejoin the play, and he will come off the sideline.
Yeah, Aguilar called that timeout himself, and I think a wise move right there, veteran move. Let's get the quarterback on the field.
Rather spend the timeout than be in a situation where the play goes. And, you know, Bill Thomas, I'm going to ask you, because we heard from Kate where Fitchburg is at this point. The way things have gone the last few weeks, through 10 weeks of football, with a bye week and then Thanksgiving ahead, which team do you want to be right now?
Well, I was looking at Fitchburg's record as they've closed out the last month of the season. I think with a win tonight, they're going to have won 4 out of the last 5, and I'd call that being on a roll. Leominster's been going the other way, the great season they've had, but, dropping a couple in a row here to close out the season is going to put a little damper on things. So expecting a great ball game from both teams, and if either team's got a little more to play for, I'd say it was Fitchburg.
Fitchburg certainly looking to keep the momentum rolling. If you're Leominster and you're the coaching staff, you're going, this stokes the fire a little bit.
And remember, they come right back to open season with Fitchburg next September, so A lot to play for on Thanksgiving.
Schedule permitting. We'll put that one in quotes. Back to pass. Aguilar does play the quarterback spot, and he will sling it three-quarter style complete for Encarnacion. Pushing and shoving at the end of the play. A helmet came flying off. No, check it. It was Drinkwater who makes the catch, and John Savatelli has to come off the sideline and grab Drinkwater and help him over into the boundary as he got a little feisty at the end of the play. Didn't like getting uncapped at the conclusion of that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure whose helmet came off, but
it was
somebody
Drinkwater's.
Should be coming off the field if you lose a helmet.
Yeah, and Drinkwater has gone to the sideline.
And we see Lopez back on the field, so that's good to see. But Drinkwater's got to sit a play out here. He's not real happy about it.
Nice pass by Brian Aguilar.
It
was a three-quarter Rich Gannon-style throw, but it was effective, and it found Drinkwater. And then a physical conclusion to the play. 1st and 10, and Newton gets the handoff, and Newton will dance it out to the left, cross the 40 and out of bounds at the 39-yard line. 9:21 to play in the fourth quarter. 28-12 is the Taunton advantage right now.
Yeah, not a lot of Mackay here in the second half, while Leominster's been playing catch-up, gets himself a couple of yards right there.
Second down and 8 to go.
Yeah, I need more than 2 yards in a cloud of dust right now, though, Todd.
Well, that's just it. They need big plays, and they need them faster. The clock just is not in their general favor. Trips to the wide side right of the formation. Drinkwater back on the field. One-on-one at the numbers left. Lopez goes right, finds Diaz on the slot screen complete. He recovers his feet, then crosses the 35, the 30, and he's down to the 27-yard line.
Nice pickup right there. Pickup of about 10. More importantly, he moves the chains and a nice little wide receiver screen, Todd.
They move the ball back to the 29 as the point of farthest progress. So it's 1st and 10 Leominster at the Taunton 29. Leominster working quickly here. They're being held up by the officials. Now they're allowed to snap the ball in 1st and 10. Looks back pocket for Drinkwater. Drinkwater over pursued Lopez. Meanwhile, at the end of the play, some blocking well past the whistle and a body slam out to the right as both players hog-tied each other and took him to the ground. Locked up on that one was Logan Arce for Leominster. Didn't get a look at the number for Taunton as to who went down, but they were well behind the play, and they were still going long after the ball went down incomplete.
Yeah, I was watching downfield, Todd, and, Drinkwater not real happy with that pass being behind him either. He was wide open. Thought he had an opportunity maybe to get 6.
Overran the spot maybe a little bit, or Lopez's pass a little bit behind him.
Defender in front of him, too. Lopez cutting it short a little bit.
Give it to Newton on 2nd down and 10, and Newton takes it across the 30 to the 25 and down to the 24-yard line. 8:45 and counting to play here in the fourth quarter in a 28-12 football game. I said it at halftime, Bill Thomas. That score at the end of the half felt important. Who knew it would be potentially the kill shot of the football game?
Yeah, looming large, but the fact of the matter was, Todd, Blue Devils were chasing 2 scores before that, so call it the nail in the coffin. I don't know if it was going to be the decision decider, but chasing 2 scores, Blue Devils haven't scored in the second half. Right now, that score is immaterial.
3rd and 5 from the Taunton 25. Back to pass. Lopez, middle of the field, finds Diaz on the crossing pattern. Complete, and he goes to the ground at the 16-yard line with enough for a Leominster first down, and the drive continues.
Nice job. Pick up a 9 right there on that crossing pattern. Does move the chains.
Under 8 minutes to play, 7:55 and counting here in the fourth quarter.
Clock also moving.
Braden Martin spelling Newton for a second play. Lopez the snap. Martin with the seal block. Lopez has got to race out to the numbers left. Still on the run, and he will just run the play out of bounds, losing yardage from the 16 back toward the 19-yard line.
Yeah, officially, that's going to be a sack. And once again, Tigers' defensive front four doing a great job getting Lopez off the spot, getting him moving, scrambling, and not being able to set up downfield.
And certainly, Bill Thomas, it has been known there is a key to success out there on video. You look at the Peabody game, you look at the Neshoba game going all the way back, you look at the Reading game last week. If you can push Lopez off his spot, get him moving around a little bit, and then cover some players downfield, it's a lot harder for the freshman quarterback to pick you apart. 2nd down and long. Back to pass underneath. Lopez finds Drinkwater, who makes the catch across the 15.
Tackled on the track.
Appeared to be challenging at the 12 and then a flag comes bombing in from the back judge. Drinkwater seemed to make the catch and be debating the player instead of taking it vertically downfield. I'll be interested to see who gets flagged for this one, Bill Thomas.
Well, it looked like he tried to put a move on the player, but that tackle ended up way out of bounds out in the track, which is a good 5 yards beyond the sideline. This has got to go against
It is.
Taunton.
Personal foul signaled against Taunton. It will be half the distance to the goal as there were not 15 yards to mark. Ball goes across the 10 and down to the 8-yard line, and Bill Thomas's karate chop signal at the waist continues.
Well, I don't get that one.
I have no idea what that means.
I
Bill Thomas.
haven't seen it.
There's a lot of signals I know. That ain't one of them.
Pickup of about 8 for Drinkwater before that.
First and goal from the 8. The handoff is for Braden Martin, and Martin slashes his way to the 5-yard line.
I haven't called Braden's number much tonight, but getting a little bit of playing time, spelling Newton for that play.
And Martin back off the field. Then Mackay Newton will come back into the huddle. Ball is officially at the 4-yard line. Second down and goal to go for Leominster at the Taunton 4. 7:10 to play here in the fourth quarter.
Ball down at the 4-yard line. Second down.
Drinkwater was walking and talking to the sideline. He'll now walk back to the huddles. Lopez is going, where are you going? You're the receiver wide to the left.
You're the one I want.
Newton's the motion man.
That was...
Problems galore on that play, and it's a procedure call against Leominster. Mark him back 5 yards.
Yeah, that play was destined to fail from the beginning. Players out of position, not ready for the snap count, and somebody jumped.
So it'll be a 5-yard penalty from the 4-yard line. Ball should come back to the 9-yard line of Taunton for a second down and goal to go from the 9. Drinkwater getting sent off by the officials. I'm not sure if that is for a communicable disease rule situation, because his helmet did not come off at the end of that play.
And he's standing right there by the coaches. He's
and I heard them say
treated.
For one play, he's being sent off.
It's almost like a cooling off. Hey, kid, go get a drink of water.
Interesting.
I don't know the officials had that kind of power.
I was going to say, second down and goal to go from the 9. Encarnacion now becomes the receiver. Wide to the left, trips opposite side. Viola Diaz Aguilar. Lopez back to pass on second and goal, running around, and he is sacked. Sacked back across the 10 at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, loss of 2. Once again, the Tigers defense getting after him, not able to set up and look downfield.
6:10 and counting to play here in the fourth quarter. Third and goal from the Tiger 11.
You know, I think that the defensive front four, I'm not sure they're rushing any linebackers, Todd, but just the front four is putting a great rush on. Sometimes they're only rushing 3 plus that odd man off the edge. Looking like a blitz here, though, bringing 5.
Encarnacion and Drinkwater change positions, and Encarnacion runs the spot, and Lopez throws it to the track incomplete. That one not as crisp as we have seen throughout the year. Pass incomplete, stops the clock. 5:43 to play in the fourth quarter, and it's still 28-12.
Yeah, pressure blitz right there, though, Todd. They brought 2 outside linebackers, had 3 down linemen. It's tough, 5-on-5 when the center's tied up to begin with, and then, it turns into a mismatch. And I think that the defensive teams have figured out how to get Lopez off his spot.
Trips to the left of the formation. Lopez is back to pass, middle of the field, gets it on the hands of Encarnacion, spun out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. And the Tigers celebrate as on 4th and goal, the Tigers defense stands. It's a turnover on downs, and the ball back to Taunton, and that will just about do it here in this one.
Yeah, a couple of sacks right there and a couple of incompletions. Tough defense by the Tigers right there, and they get a turnover on downs.
I'm quite certain we don't have this level of stat, although Kate does a phenomenal job. But I would love to know how many times Leominster this year over the 10 weeks made it inside of the 10-yard line and failed to produce points.
Red zone scoring. You're right, Todd. Be a good question.
Because I will tell you, it is a limited number, if any. Johnson gets the first down handoff on 1st and 10 from their own 11. It's stacked up at the line, no gain. As the Tigers come back right to left, 5.5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Let's bring Kate in from back at RFM HQ. Kate, I know I'm putting you not only on the spot here, I'm asking for a very, very, very detailed stat. But rough estimate?
I would say it's less than a handful, that's for sure. I technically can go back. If I've got some time post-game, I can try to take a look, but it's certainly not that many.
I was going to say, and that just speaks to just how phenomenal this offense has been all year long. Kate, thank you so much. It'll be 2nd and 12 from their own 10. Malachi Johnson gets the carry again to the middle of the formation, maybe back to the 11 or the 12-yard line. It's either no gain or a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd down and long.
See if they move the spot, but they're going to give him 1. I'll give him 2. Generous 2 right there, Todd, on that carry for Johnson.
Across the 10 to the 12-yard line, middle of the field. 4:35 and counting here in the 4th quarter.
You know, the other stat, and I know this is an impossible stat for Kate, although she's a wizard, just the number of times that Lopez has been pressured tonight. I don't think he's been able to set up in the pocket. Well, as Kate said, more than a handful of times when you want to look at that stat. Just tonight, he's been pressured almost every time he's dropped back.
Indeed he has. It's 3rd down and a long 9 from their own 12. Leonard back to pass, double clutch, in the grasp, and he is sacked back at his own 1-yard line.
Trying to see who was in on that little maneuver. It looks like 16 might have had him around the hips there.
Keegan Amarasinga, he's been in the neighborhood a couple of times, and he may have finally made his connection for the sack in that one.
Tigers will be punting out of their own end zone. Good chance for the Blue Devils to come all out here. I would ignore the gunners. Just get everybody in there. You don't need to cover a gunner. Rush 10.
And that is what it appears is going to happen. Punting from their own end zone. But Brennan gets a good snap and gets a good punt away. Sends Encarnacion back to the Tiger 45. He muffs it, picks it up, now starts his return from left to right. Across the 40 and spun to the 37, and then is taken down back at the 39-yard line.
That was an adventurous return.
Indeed it was.
Nice job, though, getting the ball out of the end zone on that punt by the Tiger special teams. Blue Devils were bringing 10. They weren't worried about the gunners coming after the punter.
3:15 to play in the 4th quarter. 28-12 is where we stood at the half. It is where we still are here in the 2nd half with Taunton in command and control of this football game. 1st and 10 for Leominster. The Tiger 38-yard line at right hash. Back to pass. Lopez. Slant, complete, Drinkwater, cross the 20 and down to the 19-yard line.
Pickup of about 19 right there, Todd. Nice job. But you got to imagine Tigers defense playing a little soft right here. That underneath stuff's going to be available.
Token pressure, to say the least. Leominster right to the line on 1st down and 10 from the 19. Lopez back to pass. He's backpedaling, flips it toward Encarnacion, but it was out of reach and incomplete.
Yeah, and 2 Tigers right there with Encarnacion. I think they've been following him around all night, Todd.
2:55 to play here in the 4th, and the clock stopped on the incompletion. 28-12, Taunton's advantage. Both teams on their way to their Thanksgiving rivals. Leominster will host Fitchburg in the 142nd meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg, the 116th Thanksgiving Day Classic, and we've got it for you here on RFM Audio and Leominster TV. Join us on Thanksgiving Thursday, 10 a.m. the kickoff, 9 a.m. our countdown to kickoff on Thanksgiving morning, and we can't wait to bring you that 142nd meeting between these two storied programs. Recipe for a Classic is back for its 10th year in a row. We're looking forward to the 10th edition of this one. That will go into production over the next couple of weeks as Lopez gains 6 yards on this one across the 20 to the 16-yard line. Going to be a lot of fun, Bill Thomas, to get to that Thanksgiving morning. It always is. You get a great crowd on hand. We're looking forward to both communities coming out to this one. Breakfast for the bands next Saturday. The Leominster Hall of Fame induction this Saturday coming up. There was just so many parts to this season. Fitchburg just had their Hall of Fame induction last weekend. It's just a great time of year to celebrate the rivalry and all of the great athletes that have gone through both programs, student athletes to that point, and a phenomenally storied tradition between these two schools continue and will be renewed once again for a 2nd time this season.
Yeah, and be happy to have that rivalry be renewed back at Doyle Field, too. The last 2 meetings, I believe, have been over at Crocker, so get back in the friendly confines of Doyle. see what the Blue Devils can do to close out their season at home.
Leominster loses a handful and faces a fourth down and a long 10. Lopez the snap, rolls out, signals, looks back corner end zone, jump ball, pushed off the play is Diaz, incomplete. Diaz goes hard to the ground, and it is a turnover on downs, and the ball will go back to Taunton as they celebrate hands overhead.
Diaz slow to get up there, but does come off under his own power. But, taken down hard, last-ditch effort, and I think that's probably going to be about all she wrote.
Yeah, final 2:01 here in the fourth quarter. Coming up at the end of this one, we got your post game next. Just because the play-by-play ends doesn't mean we are done. Kate Robbins is standing by back at headquarters. She's got your complete stat picture. She also has your look around the region. So many scores out there on this Thursday night, a unique night going into this long weekend. And we said it in the first half. It bears repeating once again. Tomorrow, Veterans Day. We thank all of the great veterans out there, past, present, and those who look to serve in the future for their willingness to protect our nation. First down and 10 to go from the 21-yard line, their own for Taunton, and they'll move the football in the hands of Johnson to the 24-yard line. Clock continues to run, final minute and 50 seconds here of the fourth quarter, and 28-12 is still where we are.
I'm looking at probably the math says we're going to see probably 2 more plays, and it's going to be the ball game, Todd. You know, a tough second half for both teams. Neither team scored, played to a deadlock, but, the game was lost, I think, in the first minute, or the first possession, I should say, of Taunton, and then that, I tell you, taking the wind out of your sails that last play of the first half.
Absolutely.
2 plays to find the ball game.
And then a phenomenal possession-based football game in the third quarter where Taunton just eliminated the third quarter from existence.
Yeah, and let's give Johnson, a lot of credit for the way he's performed at running back tonight. A lot of it between the tackles, too, Todd. And the kid's not that big, and he's really showed some strength.
Slow to get up at the end of that one. But you know who was helping him up, Bill Thomas, from behind? Was Ricky Encarnacion, who helped him to his feet and tapped him on the head for continuing to play hard all the way deep into this one. 45 seconds left. Here in the fourth quarter, tonight's broadcast of high school football on RFM Audio, rebroadcast via our partners at 95.1 FM, WLPZ. They got a double header on Saturday, beginning at noon. First, the Week 9 matchup of Leominster and Reading, and then a replay of this one to follow. Taunton and Leominster, Week 9 and Week 10 action, all on 95.1 FM, WLPZ, and WLPZ.org. You can set your dial to 95.1 FM for an encore presentation of tonight's complete broadcast beginning Saturday at noon. And while you're there, enjoy the great information, education, and entertainment for members of the community by members of the community on Leominster's owned and operated 95.1 FM WLPZ, and the great staff at WLPZ are always looking for new volunteers to expand their program offerings. For information on how you can get involved, visit WLPZ.org. Clock will expire here in Taunton tonight, and the Tigers hit the kill shot at the conclusion of the first half and make the second half immaterial. Taunton with a commanding 28-12 victory tonight over Leominster in Week 10 non-playoff action.
Well, Tigers showed us quick strike capability with their first possession. They showed they know how to close out a half. And, that was basically the ball game. Of course, they played pretty strong in between those possessions in that first half. Built that 28-12 lead and rode that through the second half with a strong, controlled offense. Not looking for points, looking to burn the clock. They did a great job, both on the ground and in the air, but found a way to keep the clock moving, keep the chains moving.
Tonight's broadcast of high school football on RFM Audio, rebroadcast in its entirety via our partners at Tucka 56 Radio. Navigate your way to live365.com and bookmark Tucka 56 Radio for a weekly encore presentation of tonight's complete broadcast beginning each Sunday at noon, plus Wednesdays at 8 p.m. They've got RFM's Coach's Corner with Leominster High School head coach Devin Gates. Thank Dick Tucker and Tucka 56 Radio, TUCKA56radio.com for their partnership throughout the season as well. And tonight's broadcast of high school football on RFM Audio, televised in simulcast with our partners at Leominster TV. LTV Sports on Comcast Channel 9, Verizon Channel 32. For replay schedules, visit Leominster.tv. For more information, Leominster TV will have the complete video broadcast of this one. For replays throughout the weekend and on into next week, we'll have the complete video broadcast. Thanks to Bill Thomas bringing us the pictures tonight, tomorrow at 2 o'clock here on these same RFM platforms, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Good luck editing this one, Todd.
I'm sure it meets our fantastically high RFM standards. I have no doubts.
Oh, we have standards?
We do. We do. And they're high. They are high to say the least. 28-12. The win tonight for Taunton over Leominster. Blue Devils will fall to 7-3 at the end of the 10-week high school football season. Meanwhile, for the Tigers, they'll improve their record to 6-4. For those of you that are joining us on Leominster TV, you're sticking and staying right here with us. Post games coming up, as well as here on RFM Audio. 28-12, Taunton over Leominster. Post game next. You're listening to high school football right here on RFM Audio.
How is your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
More than 270,000 students from nearly 370 MIAA member schools will participate in over 100,000 high school sports competitions this year. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association encourages you to support your local high school athletic programs and the students who participate in them. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the MIAA, are the 227,000 high school sports students in Massachusetts. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
The aims, the organization, and the policies of the MIAA are based on the philosophy that interscholastic activities, although a privilege and not a right, are important parts of the educational process. They should be encouraged, directed, and supported by a statewide organization. This organization's leaders should be representative of the state's schools and promote the further development of students' health and well-being. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association urges your support of this philosophy through your attendance at all local and state events. The MIAA and all its member institutions thank you. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
This is Bob Sosi, the voice of New England football, for the best high school football action in North Central Mass, featuring our award-winning broadcast team of Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Robbins. Keep it right here.
(28-12) final score. Taunton downs Leominster tonight. Prove their record to 6-4. Improve their record here on home turf in the 2022 campaign to 2-3. They were 1-3 on home field coming into tonight. And Taunton with the commanding 28-12 victory here on home field tonight. But just because the play-by-play action has ended does not mean the entire story has come to an end. We've got so much more for you, including the most comprehensive post-game scoreboard, and it's coming up at the end of this one. Kate Robbins is aggregating the internet right now to bring you those scores coming up in this one. 28-12, Taunton. It was like a wire-to-wire victory, Bill Thomas, except that they weren't winning at the break. The break of the football game, Leominster charges out to the lead. They get the first score, and this year, when Leominster has gotten the first score in the football game, they haven't lost a football game, but tonight they got the first score. That was about the only thing that went well for them.
It's been a good omen up to this point in the season, but not tonight, Todd. They did have that first drive where they scored, but we saw how quickly things can turn, and that's basically what happened. But that 68-yard pitch and catch, that first play offensively for Taunton, but they just showed how to control a ball game. No hurry up, huddled almost exclusively the entire game. Ran a nice little drill there at the end of the first half when they had a little bit of urgency, but even when they ran that first 2-minute drill, they ended up not scoring. They gave the ball back to the Blue Devils. When they got it back with a little over 30 seconds, right around 30 seconds, they knew what to do with the ball. They ran 3 or 4 quick outs. Quarterback was very much in control at that point, and then got him close enough. He had the arm to get it close enough to the end zone that that last pitch and catch there right before the half as time expired, turned out to be a big score. Not a difference-making score, but a very deflating score going into halftime.
Kate Robbins is standing by with our final stat recap of the night. Before I toss it over to Kate, I want to pass out a few thank yous to the great folks here at Taunton tonight on a great facility. I want to thank their athletic director, Mark Ottavianelli. I want to thank Brad Sidwell, head coach, for passing along the information on his program to this point in the season. Also want to thank my opposite number in the radio and television program here at Taunton High School, Steve Jakes, Marcus Gay, and the great folks at Taunton Educational Network. We thank them so very much for their logistical support tonight and helping us get acclimated to a new facility here and getting set up in the best circumstance possible. I want to thank all those great folks here at Taunton tonight for helping us make this broadcast possible here tonight. Kate Robbins is back at RFM HQ. She's got your complete look at the statistical picture of this one. And Kate, all I know is your stat program tonight may be very orange and black.
I think you're absolutely right, but time of possession, interestingly enough, almost even at just about 24 minutes apiece. So
that's
some of the
staggering.
Stats are
staggering.
It is. Leominster had quite a few long drives, but many of them end with turnovers on downs. So time of possession, fairly equal in this one. All the other stats, however, you're right, are going to come up all orange in this one. It's a terrible color, that orange. It's not my color.
Oh, now that's a cheap shot. And Bill Thomas is giggling like a hyena over here. And that is a cheap shot, cutting deep into the orange. Kate, I brought my Syracuse jacket here tonight, my blue and orange, and I actually I couldn't put it on. First of all, I knew athletic director Dave Palazzi, who's back at home base tonight, would have shot me daggers from long distance if I donned orange in a game where we were playing a team with orange. So it's sitting over here in the bucket. I think I can put it on now that this one is over. But Kate, this one's all you.
On any day of the week. So.
Now, it is a great color. It is a great color, special for those of us. Syracuse Orange. Hey, we're a winning football team. Haven't won lately, but that Syracuse Orange is a winning football team. Kate, you got the stats of this one.
We all know you're special, so we're just going to move on from
ouch.
there. Team totals first. So just as a recap, no scoring in the second half of this ball game. So 28-12 is the halftime score. That was Taunton on top of Leominster. We can say final score, 28-12, Taunton a winner over the Leominster Blue Devils. If we take a look at team totals, 351 total yards for Taunton in this one, 235 coming via the pass, 116 coming via the rush, and 43 plays on offense. As we said, approximately 24 minutes of time of possession. So that's dead even, right down 24 and 24. On Leominster's side of the ball, team totals 278 total yards of offense for Leominster, 166 coming via the pass, 112 coming via the rush. Leominster actually had more plays on offense than Taunton, 59 total plays on offense for Leominster. Taunton had a couple of quick strikes, especially in that first offensive possession. They had that just one play drive for a touchdown. Individual notable statistics for the Blue Devils. Out of the rushing attack, Mackay Newton, a team high 16 attempts for 80 yards of Leominster's 112 rushing yards. In the receiver core, Ricky Encarnacion, 5 receptions for 80 yards. Caden Drinkwater had a team high 7 receptions. He had 67 of Leominster's 166 receiving yards. All told, out of the quarterback position tonight, Brian Aguilar did have a one pass that did connect. So Cyrus Lopez, 14 of 35. He connected about 40% of his passes for a total of 161 yards passing for Lopez on the night. Leominster's 2 touchdowns came in the first half of play. They had a 1-yard touchdown rush by Mackay Newton in the first quarter and an 11-yard touchdown reception by Ricky Encarnacion in the second quarter. In both of those instances, extra points no good, either conventional or 2-point attempts. Neither of them convert, so 12 points for Leominster's offense in this game. If we take a look at the other side of the ball for Taunton, out of the backfield, Malachi Johnson had a team high 19 rushes for 93 of Taunton's 116 rushing yards. Out of the receiver core, Jose Turion had a team high 7 receptions for 129 of the 235 receiving yards for the Tigers tonight. Jacob Leonard out of the quarterback spot was 12 of 15 passing, 235 yards, averaged 19.6 yards per pitch and catch. His long was for 68 yards, and he completed 80% of his passing attempts on the evening. All 4 of Taunton's touchdowns come in the first half of play. We'll recap those for you now. They had a pair of touchdowns in the first quarter, the 68-yard touchdown reception to Demetrius Sherion. And they also had a 1-yard touchdown rush by Jacob Leonard out of the quarterback position on the keeper in the first quarter. In the second quarter, there was a 10-yard touchdown rush by Malachi Johnson. And then as time expired at the end of the first half, the 47-yard touchdown reception by Jose Torian. That's the 28 points that Taunton puts on the board. So once again, 28-12 is your final. Division I Taunton over Division II Leominster in this Week 10 non-playoff matchup.
All right, Kate, thank you so very much. And at the risk of burning you out a little bit here, we're going to try to go right into your post-game scoreboard here as I see things moving a little quickly in the breakdown of the of Tiger Stadium tonight. And I really don't want to stay here. Billy and I want to come home. So the scoreboard, right back to you, Kate.
Sounds good to me. All right, here we go. 2 minutes left in the game. Right now, tie score out at the Assabet Valley Gansett game, 30-30 in that one. In Division 6 playoff action, Stoneham beats Oakmont 50-23, your final there. In Division 7 playoff action right now, St. Bernard's on top of Uxbridge 12-0. And also in Division 7 action right now in the fourth quarter, Cohasset on top of Clinton 27-14. In non-playoff action, we've got a final. David Prouty 42 over Burncoat, 42-0 there. In some playoff action in Division 2, Springfield Central a victor over Zavarian tonight, 56-22 your final there. Non-playoff action tonight out at Neshoba and Bolton. Wachusett a victor, 47-13 your final. Wachusett over Neshoba tonight. Fitchburg squeaks out a victory late in the fourth quarter. They ran a 2-minute drill, a 71-yard drive capped by the quarterback sneak by Lucas Bolak. Fitchburg a victor 33-28 as time expires there. St. Paul a victor over Keith Tech tonight, 42-16 your final in non-playoff action there. Once again, non-playoff action, Shepherd Hill a victor over Auburn tonight, 38-16. And that is what we have thus far for your Around the Region. Bill?
All right, Kate, thank you so much. Time for the 3 Bs, book, bottle, and bed for Mr. Patrick. And I will see you at home soon enough. Thank you so much for a great job tonight. Back in Studio P at RFM HQ. And Bill Thomas, well, here we are. The 10 weeks are over. The one game that is left in this high school football season, let's face it, is the the big one. It's the granddaddy of them all. It is the 142nd meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg, the 116th Thanksgiving Day Classic. It's the one the whole Twin City region waits for, and we've got that action for you here on RFM Audio on Thanksgiving Thursday, November the 24th. Leominster plays host to Fitchburg. It's a 10 a.m. kickoff, as it is historically each and every year. Our countdown to kickoff at 9 a.m. Recipe for a Classic leads into that, along with our partners who will all be live on Thanksgiving morning, and we're looking forward to having that action for the entire community. Oh, sorry, Billy. That's me again.
That's all right. Hit that button, Todd. I'm looking forward. It's my favorite game of the year, especially when it's at the comfy confines of Doyle Field. And, the weather notwithstanding, who knows what we're getting. I've shoveled 3 feet of snow out of the stands.
You have.
I was there with the mayor. He was there with his tractor one year.
Indeed.
It was. I think the game was played on Saturday that
it was.
year, actually. We
played Saturdays, Wednesday nights. You bring it, we played it.
It's always a great time, when Fitchburg and Leominster gets together. And I think that we're going to see a very competitive game, more so than we might have expected after what we saw the opening game of the season when, Leominster rolled. And I don't know if Fitchburg was really ready to play at that point, but they've come on like gangbusters, and they got to be real happy about the way that program's matured in the second half of the season. I think you mentioned it, last 4, maybe 5 out of the last 6, and they probably wish that next year would start next week. The way they've been playing, they are going to lose some seniors, but
Indeed they are.
It's nice to finish the season on a roll, and if they can find a way to beat their arch rival Leominster, that'll be like their Super Bowl.
Indeed it will be, and we're going to have it all for you, including our Recipe for a Classic special coming up the night before on Wednesday night. You stay tuned to Rivalry Family Media on Twitter. At Media Rivalry, we'll have the complete Thanksgiving special schedule for you posted there in the days ahead. Want to thank everyone once again associated here with Taunton Athletics and Taunton High School, along with Taunton Public Schools, for a phenomenal facility and phenomenal accommodations tonight for hosting us here on this one. Thank all of our partners, 95.1 FM, WLPZ, WLPZ.org, Tucker 56 Radio, and Dick Tucker, and our partners at Leominster TV for airing radio night tonight, and then the video replay coming up tomorrow, 2 p.m. on these RFM platforms, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch, and Leominster TV the weekend and on into next week. For all of us here at RFM, we say thank you so very much for being a part of our family over the last couple of hours. For Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins back at HQ, I am Todd Robbins, saying thank you so very much for joining us. Happy Veterans Day. Be sure to thank a veteran tomorrow and each and every day. And until Thanksgiving, we say so long, everybody.
Tradition, legacy, history. These words all describe a player, coach, or contributor's impact on a game, program, or generation. Each week this season, student athletes of this generation will square off with the goal of best representing their community today or for years to come.
Neil O'Connor finds Jake Elaine. For Alan Glennie, quarterbacks his ball club.
Sakiai's in the end zone.
And calling signals, Dave Palazzi.
John Ulecki.
Warren Muir.
LeQueer.
Jack Rodequins.
Bobby Mativier.
Jason Toomley.
Devin Gates.
Quentin Tiggs.
Cortez Ludden.
D. Geronimo.
Stephanides.
Sean Dupuis. McDonald.
Graham.
Quentin Perkins. Geraldo Rivera.
Gray makes the catch in the end zone for the touchdown.
Who will have their name weaved among the tapestry of legends? Who can add their name among the football greatest in Central Massachusetts? You'll find out right here on RFM. Continuing a legacy and tradition of audio excellence established by generations of great play-by-play teams gone before.
Yours truly, Tom Connery, Dave Spence, and Warren Muir.
This is Joe White. With me this morning is Dickey and Ron Lamar. Ed Coleman along with Joe DeCarolis and Mark Landon.
This is Dave Clark along with Mike Flynn.
I'm Dave Svens along with my partner Luke Connery.
Todd Robbins alongside Ben Parker.
Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you. Great to have you along with us.
Stories told through the words spun by legends. The stories continue to be described by the award-winning team of today. It's time for high school football with the award-winning team of Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Robbins.